poachers.
Stupid. Just for the killing. Not for food, not for anything. Just for the stupid, senseless killing.
We haven't had trouble with poachers in a long time. I wonder where these came from.
No, it's just one. See? There's just one horse.
Yeah.
Bill, you go back and join Adam and Horse, will you? I'm gonna follow these tracks for a spell.
Look, maybe I better go with you. This fella seems pretty free with a gun.
Oh, you got a lot of work to do. Your brothers will need your help. Besides, any man do a thing like this isn't any backbone anyway. You get along, Joseph.
Sure you don't want me to go with you?
I'll be all right.
You watch yourself, Bob.
Yeah. You in there! Come on out! I'm Ben Cartwright. You've been poaching on my land. Now come on out!
Want some?
No, all I want to do is get home.
How far did you say that was from Sacramento?
When I left, it was 48 miles. I don't figure it's moved none in the last 5 years.
It's a cinch you ain't. When you get to that way station tomorrow, you can fork off to Dry Bluff. Shouldn't take you more than a day to get there.
Look, Gannon, you got us this far. That's enough. I don't need no more organizing.
Hey, come on out of it. You'll be home tomorrow.
Yeah, what kind of problem you got? You're gone 3 lousy years. What can happen to a farm?
Yeah, look at me. Had a wife, a store, a good business. Now I lost 5 years out of my life. Anybody out there? Been shot. Guy riding him must have been shot, too. We better get out of here.
Why should we run? We ain't done nothing.
Well, maybe not. But you still got the smell of Huntsville prison on you. We all have. It's in that suit of clothes they gave you. When they start asking questions, the Finger's gonna end up pointing right here.
I've heard that. Once you've served time, they don't let you forget it.
No, it ain't gonna be like that. Not where I come from.
Well, you can stay if you want to. I'm getting out of here. Not that I got anything to hide.
Yeah, how do we know that? You was out hunting by yourself all afternoon.
Well, so were you. And you come back with game.
We all did.
Yeah, we're all in this together. So let's get out of here. We'll keep the horse. That way we'll get a little extra time in case they come looking for it.
Well, he's lame. Only thing he's going to do is hold us up.
Well, all right. All right, let him go, but hurry up about it. Come on, Paige, come on.
Stinking prison.
What in the world's this?
Well, I went out looking for some poachers this afternoon. We were worried about him when his horse came limping in with his saddle on.
We rode back out to Oak Draw where Joe saw our Paul the last time. Found a campfire there. It looked like 2 or 3 men had been around. Found some of Paul's horse tracks there, but we didn't see no sign of our Paul.
We should have tried looking for him right away.
Joe, you can't track men in the dark. You know that. We'd have just been fumbling around out there.
Now, boys, what makes you so sure your pa's dead?
Roy, that's my pa's blood on that saddle. He was killed by some stinking lousy poacher.
Just a minute.
We found this in some ashes around the campfire.
Huntsville prison.
That's right. Roy, if my pa found men like that, convicts, poachers, they wouldn't think any more about killing him than they would shooting a deer.
I believe you're right. Boys, here's what we're going to do. First off, I'm going to wear Huntsville. I'll find out if there's any prisoners been released or escaped from there lately. Then I'm going to get a posse. And I'm going to start looking for your pa. I know it ain't going to be easy to get a posse together this time of night, but I'll get some. Believe me that. You boys can wait here.
No, Roy, we're not going to do any waiting. We're going back to the campsite. It'll be dawn by the time we get there and we get start tracking.
Now, you just hold on. That's all right if you want to go looking for him. But if you find him, remember, that's a case for the law. You remember that.
Just get your posse together.
Howdy.
Howdy. Our name's Cartwright. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
No, but I don't answer no questions.
This is important, all right.
Look, I just mind my relay horses and mind my own business, and that's all.
Hello, look, I said we want to talk to you, old man.
Now, look, you go fry a fish. I'm not scared of you.
Now, wait a minute, Mr. What's your name?
Pete's my name.
Pete. We've been riding all night. We're kind of tired. My younger brother here's a little tireder and a little touchier than the rest of us, so... What he's trying to say is that we want to buy some information.
Oh, well, that makes a mighty difference. You know, gee, this must have been my lucky day. You know, early this morning, 3 other fellas came in here, and they gave me $1, too.
Other fellas? What fellas?
Well, they rode in about dawn, and they gave me $1 to fix them up with some coffee and some beans.
Well, that's what we want to know. Now, was there another man with him, an older man with gray hair?
Nope, they were just young fellas, and they were in an awful hurry.
How many of them were there?
3 young fellas, all hungry and all in a hurry.
What'd they look like?
Well, I don't know. You see, last week I broke my glasses, so I couldn't tell you what they looked like.
What else do you know, aside from the fact that they were young?
Let me see. Yeah, there was one. There was one they called Page. And then there was another fella, and he didn't have a coat.
What else?
Well, while they were eating their victuals, I took the horses down to the water trough to water them. And I noticed there was a rifle on one of the saddles, all covered in oilskin. I took a look at it, and it sure was a mighty fine rifle.
They had a letter C on it.
Yeah, it sure did. In silver. Does that mean something?
Yes, it does. Now, do you remember which one of them had the gun?
No. 3 men got on 3 horses and rode away. That's all.
Which way?
Oh, let me see. They went every which way.
Give us a straight answer, will you, please?
I gave you a straight answer. They all went in different directions. One fellow went up the mountain towards Colby. Another one went west and another went south. That's what I meant. They went every which way.
All right. This is where we split up.
What have they done?
They killed our pa.
They killed your pa? Well, if I'd known that, I never would have took nothing from them. Not a cent.
Now, which one do you want, Joe?
Take the one that went up to Kobe.
I'll head south.
You're gonna kill him? You're gonna kill him like they killed your pa?
Let's go.
Now, you're gonna be all right, mister. You got Jacob J. Dorman's word on it.
Where am I?
Right now, you're recovering from 2 bullet wounds. Now, that one knocked you out long enough for me to get the one out of your shoulder. Yeah, I'm glad you came, too. I was hoping for some company. We still got 20 miles to Carson City.
Carson City.
Easy. I was due there day before yesterday. You cost me almost a whole day. I found you just off the trail. I couldn't leave you to bleed to death, and I was too far behind schedule to take you all the way back to Virginia City.
I gotta get back.
Are you in trouble with the law?
No. I gotta get back to my ranch. Just outside of Virginia City. Ponderosa.
Oh, the Ponderosa. Yeah, I think I heard of that. Do you think you can get to the wagon? All right, just take it easy. Move slowly. Slowly, that's it. Yes. Slowly there. There, now.
Yeah,
Don't rush it.
I'm all right.
I got a friend in Carson City, a very good doctor. It might be smart to stop in and see him.
Yeah, it's too far. I gotta get back to my ranch, the Ponderosa. I'm Ben Cartwright.
Well, once we get to Carson City, I'm sure you'll be
able
to...
It's too far. My family will be worried. Oh. I gotta get back to them.
I don't know. Carson City's always been a big stop for me.
Whatever it is up there.
Well, I might lose as much as $70 or $80.
Mr. Dorman, why don't you say you might lose as much as $100 even?
Let's just say that. What's your family gonna think? You must have been gone 2 days now.
You say 2 days?
That's right. And I tell you, it's been a job tending you. Getting you to swallow water.
You must be out of their minds with worry. You probably think I'm dead.
Well, maybe they're out looking for whoever it is who shot you.
Yeah. No, those boys of mine, they're intelligent men. They're grown men, intelligent. They wouldn't do anything rash. That oldest boy of mine, Adam, oh, he's real calm in an emergency. Real calm.
All right, let's try it again.
I told you, mister, I don't know nothing. I just said if there was some money in it, I might be able to get a hold of someone.
Well, I've got a hold of you, and that's all I need. Now we'll try it once more. He should have come through here sometime yesterday. He came from Huntsville Prison.
Heavyset fella? 33, maybe? 34?
All I know is he's one of 3 men. His name might be Page, and he might be carrying a rifle with an inlaid stock.
How bad you want to know? Dollars and cents, I mean.
Save your money, mister. He can't tell you anything.
Is that right?
Yeah. Sure. Just trying to pick up a couple extra bucks.
Now, if you want to know anything, try me, mister. I get around town pretty good. And there's no charge. My name's Jeannie. Here. Compliments of the house. This man you're looking for. You said he came from Huntsville Prison? I suppose you're here to take him back.
No, I won't be taking him back.
Oh? Well, I think I know the man. He used to work here. He was in town the other day asking for his old job.
Where is he now?
They didn't have anything for him. But I slipped him a few dollars, and he said he was off for San Francisco.
San Francisco, huh?
That's right. He left yesterday.
Thank you for the information.
Well, aren't you going to use it?
There's plenty of time. I think I'd like to eat first.
Well, I have some errands to do. If you're still here when I get back, maybe you'll buy me a drink.
I consider that a pleasure, ma'am.
Honey, just look at this yardage. All the way from Kansas City. Oh, you did a much better job of choosing it than I could have.
5 years wasn't enough, was it? You in that prison, and me waiting in that saloon.
What are you talking about?
There's a man in the bar looking for you. You did pull something on the way here, didn't you?
Honey, I swear to you.
Didn't you?
Well, there was this incident on the trail. It didn't amount to anything. I meant to tell you about it.
Why don't you tell me about it?
Who are you? What do you want? Tell you I didn't do anything.
Just tell me about it.
Well, there were 3 of us, and we were taking a shortcut across this ranch.
The Ponderosa.
Yeah, that was it. But we were just passing through. And that night, this horse came wandering into our camp. He had blood in his saddle. We got scared and we ran. Now, look, mister, I don't know what the rest of them did, but I didn't do anything. I swear to you.
You knew a man was hurt, and yet you didn't go looking for him, huh?
Well, we were scared. We just got out of prison. Now, who was going to believe us? Now, look, I know maybe we did the wrong thing running like that, but... Well, I didn't know who this fellow was, riding out there at night.
That was my father. He found you poaching. You shot him. You stole his rifle. We traced his horse back to your campfire.
No, you can't prove that. You can't prove any of that. You're just trying to shake me down for money. That's what it is, honey. You run on down and get the sheriff.
You almost did it, didn't you?
No, look, mister, I was out of my mind for a minute. 5 years in prison. Just the chance of going back. Jeannie, tell him I wouldn't do anything like that.
I'm not interested in your character references.
No, please. I lost my head. I grabbed the gun.
Like maybe that was the way it happened that night, huh?
No.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll wait for you outside. You gotta come out sooner or later. And when you do, bring this with you.
Mister! Please. Now, think for a minute. Look, you think I killed your daddy and stole his gun. Now, why would I do a thing like that? What would I gain by it? Look, I got everything I want right here. I got a wife, waited and worked for me for 5 years. We're starting fresh. Now, why would I want to shoot him? For a gun?
must be a fine thing to be blessed by the Lord with 3 strong sons. Fine thing indeed. 3 strong lads could be quite a comfort to a man.
Yep. Quite a responsibility, too. Could you, get your horse to manage a livelier gait? I don't want my sons to worry more than they have to. Get up!
I thought you said that oldest boy of yours would be able to handle it. Being so smart and all.
Oh, he'll handle it all right. But father worries him nevertheless. You tend to see in your children only what you hope you'll see, I guess. No, I don't think Adam could do anything without giving it some real deep thought. Any more than Hoss could do anything without giving it some real deep feeling.
Hoss?
Yeah, my middle boy.
Hoss, eh? Strong back, I bet you, but kind of slow.
Yeah, he's strong. But if by slow you mean slow to anger, slow to condemn, or slow to hurt living things, yeah, I guess you might say he was slow.
doing here? Who are you?
I'm looking for a man named Page. Some folks told me you owned this place.
That's right. That's my pa you're talking about.
Your pa? Look, has your pa been off on a long trip? Just got back?
Yep. 3 years he's been away. That's why the farm looks so run down. But me and Pa, we'll have a neater and a pin soon.
Yeah. Where's your pa now?
He's working the field. What do you want to know for? You a friend of his?
Let's just say I know your pa.
Why do you say so? Where were you stationed with him?
Stationed?
Yeah, I bet it was Fort Pierce, when he was in the artillery. You're too big to be in the cavalry. He was in that, too, you know.
No, I didn't know.
My pa was away in the army for 3 years. My uncle read me all his letters, though. So if you was at Fort Pierce with him, I'd know all about you.
Yeah, well, maybe he just forgot to mention me or something.
No, he wouldn't have. He never forgot nothing. There was a Corporal Jackson at Fort Pierce. Pa said he's pretty fat.
Look, ain't you got someplace you're supposed to be, boy?
Danny Page.
Hoss Cartwright.
I don't know. Has Pa ever mentioned that name?
Look, I knew your pa, and that's all there is to it now. Why don't you run along and pester somebody else, huh?
Sure. You staying for supper?
No. No, I ain't.
How come you ain't staying for supper?
Look, ain't you got nobody else you can go pester?
I told you my pa's out in the field somewheres. My uncle's in town. My ma's off on a trip.
Your ma? When's your ma gonna be back?
I don't know. She left a long time ago. Just before Pa went off to the army.
I see.
I stayed with my uncle while my pa was in the army. I asked him about it, but he said I wouldn't understand. But I understood all right.
You did?
Sure. Ma borrowed some money from Pa so she can go on a trip with a friend of hers from town. I think his name was Harry, but I don't remember too good. Anyways, Pa went after him to make sure they got off all right. And then he came back and went into the army. I never exactly figured out why. I guess it must have been to make some more money.
Yeah, I reckon that was it.
Hey, I think my pa's coming.
Hello, son.
Hi, Pa. A friend of yours in the army come to see you. He says his name is Hoss. Cartwright.
Can I help you?
Get the boy out of here.
What?
I said get rid of the boy.
What are you talking about?
Look, I don't want to hurt the boy. Now get rid of him.
Go in the barn, Danny.
But, Pa!
Go ahead, do like I tell you. Hurry up now. Now, what's all this about?
I'm after the man that killed my father.
I don't know what you're talking about. What's that got to do with me?
2 days ago, you and two other fellas from Huntsville Prison rode across our ranch. My pa caught you poaching and you shot him.
You got no proof of that.
I got all the proof I need. Now you're gonna pay for it.
But please, mister, I ain't never killed nobody.
Sure you ain't. That's the reason you spent 3 years in the penitentiary, ain't it? Because you ain't killed nobody. You killed your wife, didn't you?
You don't understand. She deserved to die.
You decided that, didn't you? Just like you decided that my pa deserved to die.
No. I spent my time for that. I ain't never gonna kill again.
Is that why you carry that gun?
Man fresh out of prison, why, he's got to be careful. People blame him for things.
Yeah, that's right. Just like I'm doing right now. You better get ready to use that gun.
Now you saw my son. He's been waiting 3 years for me. What's he gonna do without a paw?
I don't know. I ain't got used to the idea myself yet. Now you get ready.
Ben, there just wasn't any other explanation. What with you missing and the horse coming back and the blood and all? Me and the posse's just scoured about every foot of that entire section looking for you.
All right, Roy, now where are the boys?
Helps out the coffee, Mr. Dolan. Ben, they figured that you was dry gulched, that you was dead, and they went after the three fellas that they figured that was responsible for... Ben, I just never seen them boys like that.
When'd they leave?
It was the night before last. In fact, I just got this telegram here from Huntsville Prison, gave me the names of the three men that had been released. Now, I wired the sheriffs closest to them, hoping that they'd get there in time.
Well, you know my boys better than that.
Yeah, I do. And I also know that they figured that their father had been murdered. Here, take this coffee. I'm going over and get the doc. Be good for you.
I don't know. If it was me, I'd feel pretty good knowing I had three boys ready to kill anyone who did me in.
No. They've been taught the exact opposite.
Then why are you worried?
I don't know. Why does any father worry? It's like when you plant seeds blind. You don't know whether they're going to grow and keep growing long after you're past knowing and gone.
From what you tell me about your two oldest boys, it don't seem likely they're too apt to go against what they've been taught. You, didn't tell me much about your third boy.
I don't know how much I know about that third boy of mine. He's quick-tempered. Sometimes I see an anger in him that... Three wives, 3 sons, all of them so different.
So you got doubts about what he'll do?
No. No, I guess I got doubts about me. About whether I was able to make him understand.
I'm looking for a man. Would have ridden in the last few days from the south. Come on, all I want's an answer to my question.
I couldn't tell you, mister.
Probably be without a jacket. Might be carrying a fancy rifle with a silver C on the stock. Does that help any?
I don't know. I'll tell you when to leave.
Leave him alone. He can't help you.
All right, then maybe you can help me, mister.
For heaven's sakes, none of us can help you, I tell you.
Take what you want, but leave us in peace. Everybody's here like you asked, mister.
Bartender, give me a pen and a piece of paper.
Now, look, we've been here all afternoon. Nobody's going to tell you nothing.
My name's Joseph Cartwright. I'm writing a promissory note in the amount of $5,000. This note will be good in any bank in Virginia City. You all know the information that I'm after. The man who gives me that information will receive this money. All right, here it is. $5,000. Now, one of you is going to tell me what I want to know. You all know that. And when he does, he gets this. Every single penny of it. Just don't wait too long. I'll be outside.
that him?
That's the man, Colonel. We told him nothing, Colonel. He even tried to bribe us, but we told him nothing, Colonel.
Let him go. I'm Colonel Abel Chapin. These are Chapin men, and that's Chapin dirt you're eating. Who are you and what do you want?
I've been looking for him.
What do you want with him?
I want to kill him.
You know him? Don't lie to me, Billy.
I swear to you, Pa, I never seen him.
All right. What do you claim he did?
He killed my father. That's my father's rifle he's got with him.
It's like I told you, Pa. I bought this from one of them fellas I come back with. What call I got to steal a rifle?
I don't know, Billy. I stopped trying to give reasons for the things you've done a long time ago.
Pa, I swear to God.
If you're lying, don't make it worse by blaspheming. I'm gonna let you go.
Pa.
Shut up. I'm letting you go, but come back here and you're a dead man. Come dawn, you look around. As far as your eye can see, I'm the law. Judge, jury, and hangman. Remember that. And consider yourself lucky. Take him off the ranch and turn him loose. You're no better than to bring his lies back here again.
So, Pa, you give me a chance at him. I'll make sure you don't ever come back.
No, stay away from him. You're protected here. Alone away from the ranch, you wouldn't have a chance against a man like that. You wouldn't even understand him.
All right, let him go. All right, I'll handle it now. You're going back to the ranch.
But the Colonel said to
I said get out!
If anything should happen to him.
Ain't nothing gonna happen to him unless he tries to escape. Now get out! Go on, move. You hear this Billy Chapin talking? Now move! Now I'm gonna do what my pa's afraid to do.
He's here. He's gonna be all right.
Hey, Paul. Paul, doggone it. I thought you was gone for sure.
No.
What happened?
Oh, some fella took a couple of shots at me. Couldn't see who it was, though.
A feller? You mean there's only one of them?
Yeah, just the one fella. Just the one. Mr. Dorman here, he found me lying on the trail. Picked me up and took me along with him, and before I come to, I was on my way to Carson City.
How are you, sir?
Your brother just told us what happened to him. How about you?
I found my man. But I couldn't go through with it. What he said to me made sense. I couldn't get it out of my mind. Couldn't do it.
What'd you do with him?
I left him with the sheriff there, holding him for an investigation.
What?
Well, pretty generally the same thing happened to me, Paul. I found my man. He had a little son, cute little feller. I just didn't have the stomach to go through with it. I don't reckon that makes a whole lot of sense.
Oh, you know, it makes a lot of sense, son.
In my business, a man can count himself lucky if he's 2/3 successful.
Little Joe ain't back.
You boys have been riding quite a bit. Why don't you get up to bed and rest up?
Well, Doc said you ought to get some sleep, too, and don't worry about Joe.
He's hot-tempered, but he's still one of your sons, Paul. Why don't we all go to bed?
Look, even if Joe did find his man, and he did kill him, he did it believing that that man had killed you.
An eye for an eye. Is that what you boys have been taught to believe?
Not what I'm trying to say.
I know what you're trying to say, Adam, and I thank you for it. This is not something that little Joe has to think out. He either believes it in his heart or...
Hey. I heard something.
You've been hearing something all night.
No, but this is for real.
Coffee told me you were all right. I was afraid to believe it. How do you feel?
I'm fine, boy. Fine.
See, you got Paul's rifle.
So you found your man.
Yeah, I found him.
Joe?
No, Pa, I didn't kill him. Nobody deserved killing like he did, but I couldn't do it. Had your rifle pointed at him, had my finger on the trigger, but I just couldn't pull it. Maybe it was because it was your rifle. Took him to his father. He confessed. Sheriff Coffey's gonna go out and pick him up sometime tomorrow.
You look tired. Tom? I haven't paid you what I owe you.
I
kind of lied to you about Carson City. Never was much of a stop for me. Never done more than $4 worth of business there in my life.
Even so, Mr. Dorman, I feel I owe you a great deal.
I've been paid.
I hope you'll come by to visit next time you pass this way.
I'll make a point of it. You're a very lucky man, Mr. Cartwright.
Thank you.
Thing gets through breading and frying you, you're going to be so good it ought to be against the law to eat you. Now, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to get your granddaddy. The only reason he ain't been caught yet is because I ain't been after him. But I am now. And then, he's going to join you at my dinner table tonight.
Yours? Now, I know you can hear me. You couldn't have got that far away. You better come on out here and claim it right now. I'm going to open it.
How come he wouldn't claim it? Must be stolen. Boy, wait till Paul hears about this. Oh. This ain't gonna be easy to explain. None of it. Now, you ain't gonna believe this, Paul. Funniest thing happened to me today down at the fishing hole.
Yeah, you're probably wondering where I got this box of gold, huh, Paul? Well, you see, there was this little green elf. Green elf.
We heard you shouting. What happened?
I was depositing the gold dust. Before I finished burying it, a bear got after me. Then a giant ran down and chased the bear away.
A giant?
Biggest man I ever saw in my life. And he found a strong box and walked off with it. That's what happened. Honest. Ah, you don't believe me.
Going to believe me.
Well, it doesn't make sense, Hoss. Look, if he was as little as you say he was, now how can he go around lugging a strong box full of gold? This thing is a load for any one of us.
Let's look at it this way. If there is a little man running around...
If, Paul. If is all I've been hearing. There ain't no if to it, Paul. I seen him with my own 2 eyeballs. A little man no bigger than that. I seen him.
Right. A little man in a green suit that buried a strong box full of gold dust and then skips away into the bushes where, with a merry twinkle in his eye, he thumbs his nose and flies away to the rainbow.
I've had all I'm going to take out of you. Paul, how come nobody will believe me? I'm just telling you exactly what I seen. And if it sounds sort of crazy or something, it ain't my fault.
Of course it isn't. Look, what he says must make some sense because there it is. It's a strong box. It's real. It contains thousands of dollars worth of gold. Must have come from somewhere.
Right.
Yeah, and I imagine somebody's pretty anxious to get it back.
Well, we can stand around here talking about it all night. Tell you what, tomorrow morning we'll ride in and see Sheriff Coffey and tell him the whole story. Maybe he can help us.
You're not going to let him tell that story in town.
Oh, no, Papa, you can't do that. They're going to laugh at us. They're going to think he's loony.
We're going to try to get to the bottom of this. Now, Hoss will tell Sheriff Coffey the whole thing, exactly the way he saw it.
rascals, wait a minute! Hey, come back here! Wait a minute, come back here! Whole bunch of them little green fellers, boy, just like the one I saw out in the woods. That little horses, nothing bigger than good-sized hound dog.
Oh, he's really hurt himself this time.
Boy, I gotta catch him, little rascal.
Of course you'll catch him. You'll catch him.
Well, we could if we'd hurry.
All right, just calm down. Adam, little Joe, go outside and look around.
What are we going to look around for, Pa? I got to have something to look around.
You heard what he said. We look for little green men riding on hound dogs. Now, I'll go out and check around the house, and you look for a butterfly net just in case.
Right, butterfly net. What?
Oh, you got a good lump coming up here. Come. I better get something to put on it. Hey, Paul, look. Somebody broke into the bookcase. Strong box, it's gone.
That's what I was afraid they'd do. Hey, who? The little green men, Paul, the little green men. Now what am I going to tell the sheriff? The only part of my story you believe in the first place is the part about the gold, and only then because I had that box to prove it. Now what am I going to tell him?
Well, you tell him... Tell him the truth.
And you say that Adam and little Joe couldn't find a trail, huh?
Well, it was, of course, it was dark, and they had a pretty good head start on the boys.
Look, Roy, you see, these little fellers, they got a way about themselves. They just disappearing in thin air.
Well, now, maybe them little fellers' little horses was flying horses, and that's why you couldn't find the trail.
Now, look, Roy, we came here to report a robbery. If you're not going to take us serious, we'll go home. That's all.
Hold on. If anybody but Ben Cartwright come in here with a story like that, why, what do you want me to do, Ben?
The gold. Just see that it's recovered, that's all.
Look, religiously, I go through everything that comes into this office. And there's been no bank robberies, no stagecoach holdups, no gold shipments missing anywhere. So why in the dickens should I go out there hunting for something that ain't even been reported missing?
But, Roy, that's just the point. We're reporting it missing.
Well, you can't claim something stolen that don't even belong to you.
Well, wait a minute, Roy. Somebody broke into my house. Somebody broke into my bookcase. Now, surely that's enough for you to go on.
I'm just not going to close up this office and go out there looking for a gang of little... Now, what would the folks of this town think if I was to try to organize a posse for the purpose of tracking down a bunch of little men with green suits? Why, they'd hog-tie me and lock me up in my own jail cell till election time. Well, gentlemen, I got places to go. I got to meet the stagecoach.
He didn't believe a word of it, did he?
Well, it's not a question of believing, son. It's...
Don't make no never mind, Paul. If somebody came to me with a story like that, I'd be at least interested in it enough to look into it.
Yeah, well, listen, while I'm in town, I think I'd better go and pay that grain bill.
I think I'll go to the saloon and get me a beer.
Yeah, that's a very good idea. And I'll pick you up there as soon as I'm ready to go.
Charlie, stage on time today?
Ahead of time. Done come and win.
Yeah. Anybody get off?
Just one feller. You looking for somebody in particular, Roy?
No, I was just keeping tabs on the goings and comings. Where does fella go?
Oh, yonder to saloon.
Yeah, much obliged.
Well, like I said before, he's right down the street. You saved yourself a trip. Here he is now.
Well, hello. Pleasure to meet you, sir. McCarthy's the name. Professor James Aloysius McCarthy. I assume that you're the bulwark of local law enforcement?
I'm the sheriff, if that's what you're talking about.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. I think perhaps maybe you can help me. I was wondering if you'd noticed any strangers passing through this fair city of yours of late.
No, there hasn't been a stranger in this town month of Sundays.
Oh.
Unless, of course, they was little men with green suits.
Little men in green suits?
How about that, Hoss? More like little thieves in green suits. Hoss here claims that they run off with a strong box full of gold.
Gold? Hoss, did you fellas make a strike?
Hold on now, you fellas. You had this whole town in a stampede. I didn't say nothing about a gold strike. I was just repeating a crazy yarn of Hoss's.
It wasn't no crazy yarn, Roy.
Little men in green suits? Hoss, you must have got a hold of some bad whiskey.
Boy, I'm sorry. No. Just a minute, gentlemen. Now, please. It's a very charming story, and I'd like to hear a little bit more about it, if I may. Why don't we all refresh ourselves while we talk about it? The drinks are on me, gentlemen.
Hey.
Won't you step up here, sir? Bartender, a couple of drinks here, please.
Hoss ought to give an eye tooth to see out there fumbling around after them little green men you dreamed up.
That burn it, Roy. I didn't dream them up. I seen them.
Of course you now, gentlemen, please. What's the matter? In my country, it's very bad luck to laugh at the little people.
Where do you come from?
Ireland.
Oh, excuse me, Professor McCarthy. This is Hoss Cartwright.
Oh, Mr. Cartwright, it's a great pleasure and an honor to meet such a fortunate man.
Yeah?
Well, only once in a lifetime, and maybe not even then, is a man privileged to meet another man who has actually seen a leprechaun.
A what?
Oh, yes, well, of course you wouldn't know about those, would you? Well, they're a darling little bunch of rascals, all dressed in their green suits.
But are you sure these little fellers I seen are...
Leprechauns? Of course I am. Everything fits. Now, it's a very well-known fact that every colony of leprechauns has a buried treasure of gold. But to a leprechaun, freedom is much more precious than all the gold in the world. That's why, if you had caught one, he would have bought his release just like that by giving you all of his gold.
I ain't for sure I understand exactly what you're trying to tell me.
Oh, it's quite simple. Had you actually caught one of these little fellows, he would have given you all of his gold and it would have been yours to keep. But since you didn't, well, it was perfectly all right for him to come after you and reclaim his treasure.
Well, I never heard anything like that.
Oh, well, that's a very commonplace thing in Ireland. It happens all the time. Although I must say this is the very first instance I've ever heard of it happening in this country.
Hoss, this fella's pulling our legs.
Wouldn't be too sure of that, Roy. You thought I was, but I seen them.
Of course you did. And had you caught one of them, 'tis a far richer man you'd be today.
Yeah, that was quite a pile of gold at that.
Hoss, you figure them little fellas still running around loose out there?
I reckon so. I reckon there's any way of knowing. Hey, where you going?
I think I know where he's going.
Hey! Wait a minute! Hey, what's going on around here? Wait a minute! Hoss! You come back here now. What's going on here? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to run into you. Oh, I gotta hurry.
Wait a minute! Where do you gotta hurry to?
Oh, I gotta go keep them claim jumpers from getting our gold.
Of course we do. Of course we do.
Oh, I gotta hurry.
I know you gotta hurry, but let's hurry very slowly, shall we? Let's just be calm. Just because what the whole thing. Us! Let's go inside and get out of this hot sun.
Oh, I gotta get a bridge.
Then I'd like to have it meet Mr. McCarthy. This is Hoss's Paul.
Oh, himself, is it? Well, 'tis a proud father you should be this day, sir.
Hey, Paul, this gentleman knows everything there is to know about them leprechauns. I'm gonna get a hurry. Hoss! 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 Will somebody tell me what's going on around here?
I just don't believe it.
Here, leprechaun.
Leprechaun, leprechaun, leprechaun. Leprechaun.
Those people taking leave of their senses?
Want me to run them out, Ben? You got a legal right to run them off your land.
Oh, no, that just caused hard feelings. Oh, let them go. Maybe when they've worn themselves out, they'll come to their senses and see how foolish this whole thing is.
Or they'd find one of those leprechauns and prove to you I ain't been lying.
Now, Hoss, how many times do I have to tell you? There's no such thing as a leprechaun. They ain't gonna find any leprechauns. A leprechaun is a mythical creature, like in a storybook, like pixies and elves. What?
Excuse me, Mr. Cartwright, but if those weren't leprechauns your son saw strolling around, exactly what were they?
Well, now, I don't know what they were. But if there are a lot of little men running around there, the more hunters we have looking for them, the quicker we'll find them. And the sooner we get this cleared up, the better for all of us.
Right. Well, if that's the way you feel about it, I suppose you won't mind if I take a little look around myself, will you?
No, I'll talk, Professor. Look around all you want to.
Thank you.
I believe I'll poke around a little, too, if it's all right with you, Ben.
Why not? Good hunting.
Hey, leprechaun. Oh, what about me? I'd sort of...
Now, look, Hoss. Maybe them people down there have all that time to waste. Looking for gold. But we got work to do, so let's go back and do it.
Paul, wait. It ain't the gold. It's them little men, Paul. I gotta find them if they're down there. I got to prove to you and them other people that I ain't lying, and to prove to myself I ain't crazy. Paul, it's very important to me.
All right, Hoss. Get it out of your system. But on one condition. After all this is over, and you don't find anybody, we won't ever mention it again. Ever. Right?
Right. Yeah. Hey, leprechaun.
Leprechauns. Yeah.
Sounds like he's coming right over there.
Leprechaun? Leprechaun? Ah! Hoss, you dang near scared the dickens out of me.
Charlie, look, if you're going to catch one of them little boogers, you're going to have to pay more attention to what you're doing and quit running around so dang much.
Upstairs, one in back.
Charlie! That's Roy and the professor.
What are you trying to do with that thing? You're going to hurt somebody with that.
Excuse me, Sheriff. I reckon I'm a mite jumpy with all the excitement.
Well, now tell me, has anyone seen anything yet?
Nary a sign. Most of them done give up and went home. And they're a mite peeved at you, Hoss. They figure that you made up the whole story all along.
Well, I tell you what, gentlemen. Why don't we give it up for the day? I'm so tired I can't stir another step.
Well, there's still about an hour of sunshine left. I reckon I'll stick with it a while. Now, y'all holler if you see anything.
Ooh. Ooh.
I got me one, Charlie. I got me one.
You lop-eared jackass, it's me that you got.
Well, I better be getting back to town. You want to come with me, Professor?
Of course I want to come with you. Come on.
Coming, Hoss?
No, thank you, Roy. I think I'll mosey around out here for a spell more. Ain't nobody searched out that little creek bottom yet.
You know, I feel kind of guilty tramping around out here. Sure hope it's peaceful back in town.
Oh, now, don't you worry, Sheriff. After all, you were only doing your duty, weren't you? Seeing to that the mob didn't get out of hand, that things were kept orderly, hmm?
You get the greatest talent for explaining things. It makes them come out sounding just right.
Well, it's all in the way a man looks at things, I always say. Hmm?
Yeah, I reckon so. Huh? Did you see something?
No, I just thought I did. Just a rabbit, perhaps. Just thinking, though, you know, it seems such a shame, such a terrible pity for me to be going off and leaving poor Mr. Hoss here, when, after all, it was myself here that instigated this hunt. No, I think I'd better stay here with him, because if I don't, my conscience will never give me one moment's rest.
Oh, well, you suit yourself about that, but I better be getting back. You sure you can find your way?
Oh, of course. Look, we McCarthys were born with an uncanny sense of direction.
I'll see you in town, then.
To be sure. All right, now, lads, you can come out. Well, come on out. I know you're here. Come on out, lads. You've led me in a merry chase up to now. Your old friend, but it's all over, so come on out.
Good work, men. Michael, you and Bobby go get the wagon and meet us at the camp. Sean, you find a good tall tree and keep a lookout. Artie, you help me tie him up.
Well, it's the first time I ever knew Hoss to miss a meal.
Yeah. Should have been home by now.
You want me to go out and take a look for him?
That's a good idea.
This, Professor McCarthy, just what is he a professor of?
Adam, I don't know the slightest thing about him. But I have a strong suspicion that he's tied up with this whole thing in some way.
Where are you?
I'm over here.
Now, don't you run away.
Oh, I won't. Pa sent me to bring you home to supper.
Burn it. Dad, burn your ornery hide, little brother. Wait till I get my hand. Oh, you. Burn it. I reckon you think that's pretty funny, huh?
Don't hit me. Peekaboo.
Dad, burn your ornery.
I can't stand it.
Joe, you see him, don't you? You see him, don't you, Joe?
Yeah.
Wait till Adam sees him. I can't wait to see him smash it on his face. We got him! We got him!
Hey, wait a minute. You ain't got him yet. He's on those little branches out there. They're not going to hold our kind of weight.
Yeah, how we gonna get him down? Hey, I'll shake the tree.
Hey, no, don't do that. You're going to kill him. Look how little he is.
Hey up there. You savvy English?
Woo-hoo-wee.
I don't reckon he does. I don't understand none of that leprechaun neither. How we gonna get him down?
No. Listen, I'm going to go get Pa and Adam, and I'll bring him here. You keep an eye on him.
Good idea. Hurry.
Hey, now, keep an eye on him. Don't let him out of your sight. Hey, you keep one.
Yeah, ain't that cute? Look at him. I told you.
I think I have a systematic schedule here that'll let us replace the whole 56 miles of fence over the next few years without having to... Well, what's wrong?
Look, you go out and saddle a couple of horses, and I'll fill some lanterns, and I'll just feel better going out looking for those two.
I know, Hoss. I think you're right.
Hey, Pa, Adam! Adam, Pa, where are you? Hey, Pa, Adam! Pa, we got one. We got one up a tree. One of those little men. Now, I know what you think, but I saw him with my own eyes, Adam. I saw him. Hoss has got him back up there, and he's keeping him for us. Now, come on. jury.
Well, this had better be good.
All right, Adam. See for yourself.
See what?
Paul, I'm telling you, those little men is coming at me from every direction. It's coming out of the trees, out of the bushes, up out of the ground. Paul, this place is crawling with them little green men. It's coming at me from up, down, sideways, everywhere, Paul. You ain't never seen nothing like it.
I saw one of them, Pa.
Where's Professor McCarthy?
Oh, he rode back to town with Roy Coffee.
Well, he couldn't have. We just saw his horse tied up down there.
Hey, there's something mighty funny going on around here.
I knew it would come to him sooner or later. You just have to give him time, you know.
Will you two fellas go and see if you can find the professor?
Hey, Professor! McCarthy! Professor? Professor?
Hey, Joe! Pa! Hoss! Come on here. I got something.
Hey, ain't that the professor's hat and cane?
Hey, that couldn't be our horses. We left them tied back there.
Sounds like it came from that draw over there.
Maybe we can surprise whoever's in there. Pin him in.
What'd I tell you, Paul? See? Little green men, just like I told you. Adam, you smart aleck. Now what do you say? See him?
I saw one of them, too.
I don't believe it.
Now we know where the gold dust came from.
Just in time. Oh. Well, they're starting to break up camp. We gotta stop them. Spread out. Now, wait till I get my signal.
We have to hurry. Leave the rest of the tools and let's get the gold.
All right, boys, let's get him.
Okay, we give up.
Don't you trust him, Paul. You must tie him up.
Well, I don't think that'll be necessary. Gentlemen, I'll take over from here. Ah, Timothy, how are you?
Hello, McCarthy.
Oh, you can't explain what this is about?
Why, I'd be delighted to. Gentlemen, allow me to introduce to you McCarthy's leprechauns. They sing, they dance, and as you've seen, they're daring and accomplished acrobats. They have performed before all the crowned heads of Europe. They're the toast of 2 continents.
You're performers? You're in a show?
Oh, and I must apologize for the lads' behavior just a few minutes ago. They were, well, a little annoyed because they thought that you were going to steal their gold again.
Now, just a dang minute.
Just a minute now. What was the point of filling everybody's heads with all those wild stories about leprechauns and buried treasure?
I was merely trying to help the lads. After all, I didn't know that they'd come by the gold legally. The last time I had seen them was in Kansas, where our show was disbanded because of financial difficulties.
Yeah, and you cheated us out of all our savings, the money we were going to buy the farm with. And our families are still back east waiting for us to send for them. That's why we began panning for gold. We were broke.
Oh, now, come on, Timothy. After all, everything has turned out fine, hasn't it? And with the gold from our little... your little enterprise here, we can fashion the most magnificent show this world has ever seen. And think of it, lads. Just think of it. You're going to be the stars.
Now, hold on there, McCarthy. There's something I think you ought to know. You're on Ponderosa land.
I don't think I quite understand.
Well, let me explain. You see, the gold that your little friends here have been panning, they panned on our land. So the gold isn't theirs or yours.
We didn't know that. Honest, we didn't. We thought it was open land.
Well, now this it's a different complexion of things altogether. Yes, well, we'll have to attack this problem from another angle, I can see. Gentlemen? All right now, lads. Since we've got the gold, let's be off.
No, McCarthy. We won't steal for you. The gold belongs to these people, not us.
Come on now, Timothy. After all, you've only got one of 2 choices. A simple little bit of larceny or bloodshed. And I imagine that you'll choose the former, eh? Good. I thought you'd see it my way. Gentlemen, would you step over here, please? Good. Thank you. Thank you for your hospitality, gentlemen. Thank you. Now it is with a great deal of sorrow that I bid you.
I'm sorry, McCarthy. Don't be too hard on him, mister.
Bring him along.
Well, Mr. McCarthy, you can thank the Cartwrights here for not bringing charges against you. And once you're on that stagecoach, I want that to be the last time the Virginia City ever sees you.
The old refrain, eh, lads? Mr. Haas, I understand congratulations are in order, huh? All the gold goes to you, I'm told. As the old saying has it, them that has gets.
Oh, I'm afraid not this time, Mr. McCarthy. We figured on giving the gold back to these fellers.
You what?
Yeah, we figured that they got more of a right to it than we have.
Well, I'd like to hear how you decided that.
Well, Roy, where'd that gold come from in the first place? Up in the high mountains, right? Now, they ain't on the Ponderosa. I figure if these fellers hadn't panned that gold out, it'd have gone right on out to sea and nobody'd have benefited from it.
But they were standing on your land while I was doing the panning.
That don't make no difference, Roy. That gold never did belong to the Ponderosa in the first place. I figure it was just sort of passing through.
What a charming idea.
Hoss, by all legal rights.
Roy, I think what Hoss is trying to say is that regardless of who has a right to the gold, he feels that the gold should go to where there's the most need for it. And this way, that gold will help 5 new families get started on a new life.
Oh, I don't know what to say.
The only thing I wanted to do in the first place was just prove that I didn't dream you little fellers up.
I don't suppose that you gentlemen would like to come along with me, eh?
No, Professor, I'm sorry. We just don't want to be performers.
No, I didn't suppose you would.
We just don't like being laughed at all the time.
Laughed at? Well, now, listen to me, lads, listen. None of us in the show ever laughed at you. But those people outside there, they'll laugh at you. Oh, it's a very beautiful dream you have, settling down with your loved ones, farming your own land, leading normal lives. The only question is, will they let you?
Stagecoach is here, Mr. McCarthy. Let's go.
All right.
Howdy, folks. Excuse me, please.
There they are.
What are they?
They're the funniest little critters I ever did see.
Maybe the professor's right. Maybe we shouldn't try to live out among other people. Maybe we just don't belong.
Now, wait a minute. Just hold your horses a minute. Don't you go selling those folks short out there. Don't you see, you're making the same mistake they're making. You're judging them before you even know them. Now, come on. You're going to go out there and meet these folks right now. Come on. Move down here. I got something I want to say to you. Concerns every one of you. I want you to hear it. Hold out. Now, folks, I know that because all of you turned out and are raising such a ruckus over our newcomers, that you're just chomping at the bits to meet them, ain't you?
Hey, Hoss, be careful you don't step on one of them little fellers. You might squash him.
Charlie, you be careful you don't get stepped on a little bit. Now, folks, I know that none of you would purposely or mean to hurt anybody's feelings. But Timothy here and the others feel like that they ain't welcome here. They think you're making fun of them because you don't want them around. Of course, you've noticed that they're different from you. They're a whole lot littler. Well, there's a funny thing. You see, I noticed the same thing about you. Now, these fellas are here for the same reason most of us are. That's to help settle our town, make it grow. Raise their families. They're planning on building their homes here, working their crops, being good neighbors. Now, in the past, we've always welcomed folks like that. And I don't see no reason we should treat these fellas any different. You, Mr. Lucas, you're the banker. You ought to be happy to see new investors in the town. Their money is just as big as mine. And you, Darrell Gillespie, it ought to tickle you to death to find prospective buyers for that bottom land you've been trying to sell. And that ain't all. They're going to need tools to work that land with and to build their homes. We got 5 brand new families here in Virginia City. It's going to raise their young'uns. They're going to buy clothes and buy food and get haircuts and get their teeth fixed, buying seeds and supporting the church. I figure every one of us is going to benefit from their being here. I think we ought to give them a great, big, rousing Virginia City welcome.
We wasn't making any more fun of them than we do of you for being so big.
Dorsal's right, Hoss. I reckon they're as welcome here as any of us. Probably more welcome than some of us.
Must be something in the air.
Yep. Something real nice.
And we're going to have a toast to our little friend.
Wait, don't forget our friend Hoss.
Hey, fellers, wait a minute, fellers.
There ain't enough of us, Haas. Come along on your own power.
I thought you were going to give up by default.
Oh, you know me better than that.
I guess I do.
No, I figured I had plenty of time when my informant told me that the bidding was down to just you and me.
Your informant? You mean your spy?
Well, sometimes that works out pretty good. I remember once taking a contract for 3 ships away from you through the aid of a spy.
Yeah.
She was a redhead, wasn't she?
Yeah. Well, that was a long time ago. I was a little younger then.
We've had some pretty good tussles through the years, Ben.
Yeah, sure have. Never had a dull one.
No, and there never will be. And I'll buy a drink to that no matter who gets this contract.
All right, I'll take you up on it. Shall we go in and find out the bad news?
After you, Ben.
The lost has been found, gentlemen.
Mr. Fuller, we've all been waiting for you. Now we can get down to business. Gentlemen, Mr. Fuller, Mr. Cartwright.
Gentlemen.
Well, this is it, gentlemen. The way it'll look when it's up. It'll take a lot of lumber, and we'll need it fast. And of course, we'll expect the contracting company to put up the usual guarantees that they can handle it. The sooner East and West are connected by rail, the better for the whole country. It's a big, important contract. Frankly, we had a very difficult time deciding between you two gentlemen. Although there is a contract for some more material.
Speaking for my boys and myself, I think we consider it a privilege just to be part of this project. Any part.
Well, I'm afraid I'm not as gracious as Mr. Cartwright. I'm after the trestle, not the tailing.
Mr. Fuller, I'm sorry, but the contract's been awarded to Mr. Cartwright. You'll furnish lumber for rail cars and ties, but Ben Cartwright has got the trestle. I'll have the contracts and the specifications drawn up by this evening. Congratulations.
Thank you. Gentlemen, thank you. Thank you very much. Barney, I hope you're not too disappointed.
Are you sympathizing with me, Ben?
No.
Gentlemen, I have a healthy stand of timber just waiting for the saw. If anything happens to Mr. Cartwright, the railroad can depend on me to finish the trestle.
Hey, Barney. You're not forgetting about our drink, are you?
Oh, no. No, of course not.
You're sure a gracious loser, Mr. Fuller.
He sure is, but I wouldn't trust him farther than I could throw him.
Hello, Mr. Cartwright. Fella brought this up from the railroad for you. Oh, can I get you something to drink, Mr. Cartwright?
Oh, no, thank you. Well, isn't this fine? Railroad's added some extra crews, and now they want 200 of those big pilings by Monday. And 50 a day from then on.
Oh, the 50 I can guarantee, but 200 by Monday? You ain't got the crew or the teams to do it with.
Well, I'll see if I can get some extra men from the mines, and I'll get some teams in town. Oh, by the way, Adam, I noticed some of your trimmers nipping at the bottle on the job. I want you to put a stop to that before some of them find themselves without hands and feet.
Well, I've done the best I can. If a man wants to drink, that's his business. I can't be every place at once.
The man in charge of a crew is responsible for everything connected with it. We've got a rough schedule. I want results. Now we really got a rough schedule ahead of us. I know you boys are tired already.
We sure are that.
You know you'd like to have a few days rest.
Hey, gee, thanks, Pa.
That's all right. You got it coming to you.
That sounds great.
Yeah, well, like I said, you got it coming to you after the job is done.
What color's the sky, Mr. Cartwright? I said, what color's the sky?
Blue.
You didn't look up when you said it. You just guessed. How long has it been since you looked up?
You better get back to sharpening those blades, Gabe. We'll need them all in the morning.
They'll be ready when they need them. You ever hear of the fellow who couldn't see the forest for the trees? He got himself so lost, he never did get out. Now, if he had taken it kind of slow and easy and kept his head up instead of down, he might have got a glimpse of the sun. Or he might have followed the wild geese into the clear. Instead of working himself to a razzle like you're doing.
I'm doing all right, Gabe.
I like the way you get things done, Mr. Cartwright, but a man's got to ease up once in a while. You know, just stop. Take time to give thanks for the blessing of just being alive. If he don't, he's liable to have an epitaph on his tombstone that reads, "Here lies a man who let the joy of living wait. He waited too long. Now it's too late."
Well, thanks for the warning, Gabe. I've always worked pretty hard, and I guess I always will.
Hello, son. Martha, come on. Let me help you down here. There. This is my grandson, Mr. Cartwright. Jody, say howdy to Mr. Cartwright.
Howdy, Mr. Cartwright.
Howdy, Jody.
This is my daughter, Martha. Married, name's Fletcher.
Miss Fletcher, got a fine-looking boy here.
Thank you very much.
I didn't think you'd mind Martha driving him over here once in a while to visit with his grandpa.
Oh, well, just as long as he keeps out of harm's way.
Oh, he'll take care of himself all right. He learned his lesson when he saw his pa kill himself trying to break a spooky horse. Terrible loss to all of us.
Yeah, well, why don't you show Jody the flume, Gabe?
Sure, I'll do that. Come on, Jody. Hey, did I ever tell you the time I went around the horn in the schooner? Hanging down your head?
I saw to hear about your husband, Mrs. Fletcher. You know, Gabe and I don't think alike about too many things. I'm awfully glad that your boy has such a fine man as his grandfather to look up to and love.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Cartwright.
You bring your boy around anytime you want to. Perfectly welcome.
Thank you.
You gotta get me those extra teams.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Ben, I ain't got any extra teams
Now, look,
anymore.
you had plenty last week.
What am I supposed to do? Feed them hay burners waiting for you to need more horses? No, sir. I got an offer. I rented them.
Well, then get them back.
Oh, come on, Ben.
Well, I'll get them back. Who's got them?
Barney Fuller.
Barney Fuller. Yeah, I might have known.
His money's as good as anybody's. Now, why don't you speak to him? Make a deal.
That'll be the day.
See you around, Ben.
In case you didn't hear me, I said that'll be the day.
I don't know what you mean, Ben.
Look, Barney, if you come here to gloat, I haven't got the time.
Oh, on the contrary. My spies tell me the railroad's got the ties laid within a couple of miles of the trestle. But the men are sitting around idle, waiting for the pilings. I just hope you don't have to pay an expensive penalty because you had a little hard luck with your delivery.
You'd love it.
Oh, no. What I'm trying to say is, if it'll be of any help, I can let you have a little of my own timber.
Now, you listen to me, Barney, and you listen good. I wouldn't take one softwood sapling out of your stand. Now, that dress is going to be built, but it's going to be built with ponderosa. I hope you're right.
But Ben, just remember one thing. You can always depend on Barney Fuller to help a friend.
Well, if I ever find a place that I'll tell him. Get that moving. Up we go. All right, now swing around.
Here you go, Bill.
Swing it.
It's going, Paul.
Gabe! Paul! Seabird, Gabe.
How's Gabe? How's Gabe?
You're dead, Paul.
Painful, Ben?
No, just a little stiff.
Well, that'll clear up as soon as the leg has some use. And there'll hardly be any scarring as soon as those lacerations heal. Now, Ben, you're going to heal a lot quicker without the use of that cane.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Hi, boys.
Doc, how's Paul?
Not so good, I'm afraid. He needs more help than I can give him.
What's the matter? Complications with the leg?
No, I don't think he'll even have a scar.
Well, what is it then, Doc?
Well, the scar that worries me is in here. Your father's not over the shock of old Gabe's death. He feels responsible. He broods on it.
Yeah, we've noticed that. Anything we can do?
Get him back to work as soon as possible. Get his mind off of that accident.
Well, we need him back on the job, that's for sure.
Good, that's what he needs. I'll see you, boys.
Take it easy, Doc.
Come on, Doc. Paul, we just talked to the doc. He said you're fit as a fiddle. Let's say we get started, huh?
Joseph, will you bring me the cash box, please?
Yes, sir.
Here are the latest figures on the cutting. We finished up on the ridge, and we can start on the hog back if it's all right with you.
I'll do what you think best, Al. Joseph, I want you to have one of the hands deliver this to Gabe's daughter, Mrs. Fletcher. I'd like it done today.
Yes, sir. Look, don't you think we ought to get started back to work? Got a lot to do on that trestle.
Look, Pop, you can't go on blaming yourself forever. It was an accident.
Paul, he's right. You can't go on faulting yourself just for trying hard.
When a man tries so hard that he risks the lives of other people, From now on, the Ponderosa belongs to the three of you. You run it any way you see fit.
I told you two to stay out on the hogback and... All right, what's wrong?
Plenty. No teams.
All right, where are they?
Watch Wrangler said he got word from town to pull out.
And you let him go?
Well, how was I supposed to stop him, Adam, with a gun?
No, I just want you two to hold up your end of the job like I'm holding up mine.
Look, Adam, if you were the real walking boss around here like you're supposed to be, you'd have known about those teams before we did.
Oh, would you like to take over?
No, I wouldn't. Dad Burnett, I wish our pa would come back and do his job so we could do our own.
All right, let's ride into town and find out what this is all about.
Business always comes first with me, Adam. And when a man is offered a sizable boost in his rates, he can't let friendship stand in his way.
Well, now, let's just forget about friendship. You made an agreement with my father to furnish the teams for this job.
That's correct. The gentleman's agreement. With your father, not with his sons.
You had no right pulling out without giving proper notice.
Oh, I tried, Adam, I tried. I would have rode out to see Ben myself if I didn't have this misery in my back. But I sent word for him to come and see me and talk about a renegotiation of our little agreement. But your old man didn't even have the gumption to answer back, so what?
We want them horses.
I'd be happy to oblige, Hoss, if I could, but that Belgium Holland stock is hard to come by, and every one of my horses is spoke for elsewhere.
Where?
Well, they gone to Barney Fuller.
Well, the Cartwright boys. I'd like to buy you all a drink. You know my ramrod, Jesse Wade. A couple of my hands, Tom, Jake, Chris.
We want those teams back, Fuller.
You know, I've been meaning to come out to see your father. Most unfortunate thing. Men getting hurt. Delivery schedules all fouled up. Well, accidents will happen, I guess. Pull up a chair. Sit down. Now, what was this about some teams?
Fuller, I want the teams back at the Bonanza by tomorrow morning.
Or you'll do what, young fella? Send a sheriff and his posse out after him? I've got legal right to them teams.
I'm not interested in your rights. I'm more interested in your reason.
Tomorrow I start to log from my own stand for the Humboldt Canyon Trestle.
Whose decision was that? The railroad's or your own, Mr. Fuller?
I told your pa that if the railroad got in trouble and the Cartwrights started to drag their feet, they could call on me. And it looks like the Cartwrights are starting to drag their feet.
My father made an agreement to deliver Ponderosa lumber to that trestle. Now, you're not using those teams, so what are your terms for releasing them?
There are no terms. And I only talk to the head man.
Well, now you're talking to us.
He's through talking to you. You boys go bawl to your big, powerful daddy. Maybe he's got better ways than you have of begging Mr. Fuller to get him off the hook.
Quite a show you put on. And that's all it was. Just a show. You'll find out that it takes more than a fist fight to get along in the business your father and I are in. And when you get home, tell your father the next time he wants to talk to Mr. Fuller, not to send a boy to do a man's job. Adam, the doc tells me your dad's leg is all healed up. Why did he send you instead of coming himself?
It's none of your business.
Thought he's up to his old tricks, huh? Well, you're gonna have to watch out for him. He's always in there trying.
Well, what do you want us to do about Fuller?
Do whatever you want.
You don't care, is that it?
Joe, I think I've cared too much all my life about the wrong things. Couldn't see the forest for the trees. Maybe it's not too late to change.
Paul, it's such a waste. You're right in the prime of life. And just to throw it away?
Not throwing it away. Just want to change my life before it's too late. This ranch was always planned for you three anyways. Good time for you to take over.
Paul, that ain't what I meant.
What did you mean?
Pa, what horseman is it? Is it we need you with us, Pa?
Well, I think you have to start seeing things my way.
Well, we can't see it your way because this isn't your way. It's puttering around, a lot of small talk. That's Gabe's way.
Leave him out of this.
For Ben Cartwright.
This come for you, Mr. Cartwright.
She sent it back.
She say why?
No. She didn't have to.
Hey, well, buddy, what you got here?
This is Fort Fletcher, the new cavalry outpost for the protection of the settlers.
Yeah? Well, I reckon we can use another fort around here, Joey.
Hey, mister, you know my name. What's yours?
Hoss Cartwright. Is your mom home?
She's inside. Ma! Ma!
What is it, Jody? Oh,
Ma'am, I'd like to talk to you a minute if I could.
run along, Jody.
Sure, Mom.
Well, what did you want to say, Mr. Cartwright?
Well, ma'am, it's about our Paul. Well, he's been blaming himself for your father's death.
Well, he mustn't do that. It was an accident.
Our Paul don't believe it. We sort of hoping maybe if you'd come out and talk to him, you being Gabe's daughter and all, that maybe it'd be more important that way and be of more help.
Well, I'll think about it, Mr. Cartwright.
Thank you, ma'am. Anything you can do, we'll appreciate it. Thank you, little buddy.
Did your pa get the horse I caught for him?
He sure did.
You tell your pa if he likes it, I'll make him another one so he'll have a matched pair.
Fine. I'll tell him. Thank you, little buddy.
Find this in woodshed, Mr. Cartwright. For you. For making pretty things. Not good you sit here all the time. You ready to eat, Mr. Cartwright?
No, thank you.
When you hungry, you just holler.
Didn't mean to get you out of bed, Ben. Mind if I come in?
Huh?
How do you feel, Ben?
Oh, I feel pretty good, Barney. Sit down.
You know, Ben, I've been worried about you.
Huh?
I mean it. We've had a few battles throughout the years, but there's never been anything personal. You know that.
Yeah, I know.
Your boys were in town to see me yesterday. Suppose you know?
Yeah.
Did they tell you what I told them?
Yeah, they told me.
What I especially told them was to tell you not to send boys to do a man's job.
Now, Barney, don't go underestimating those boys. They're better than I ever was.
That's so.
Yeah. Sorry I can't say the same about you. I didn't think you pulled that kind of trick.
I cut my cloth to fit the size of the people I'm up against.
You're making a mistake, Barney.
Is that so? That is, unless you've been giving them the benefit of your advice.
No. They're handling things their own way.
Why? Big Ben Cartwright getting tired? Abdicating? I find that hard to believe even on your say-so.
Barney, I don't care what you believe. And I ain't jumping when you throw that hickory club of yours at my wheel.
So I'm beginning to see. That sort of clears things up for me. You know, Ben, I've always admired this house. Maybe someday I'll see my way clear to buy it. You know, I have no respect for a man that don't measure up. I can't afford to waste my time on him. If he just stands there, I walk right over him. The Ben Cartwright I know wouldn't hold still for that. But you don't act like him. Takes all the fun out of this business when you got nobody to stand up to you. Go back to bed, Ben.
Those horses?
Taking them up to the camp.
What for?
Hauling logs.
Oh, Joe, the saddle horses, you know better than...
Yeah, Pa, I know better. But when you haven't got anything else, you make do with what you've got.
Watch had never been allowed to get away with taking our teams.
Watts got away with that because...
Because?
Look, Pa, you made it quite clear you're not interested whether that trestle gets finished or not. You're not interested in that or in anything else. All right, fine. It took us a little while to get used to that, but now we are, and we're going to take care of everything by ourselves. We'll give you plenty of time to do whatever it is you want to do. Now, we don't ask any questions of you, Pa. I think it'd be just fair if you didn't ask any questions of us.
Miss Fletcher.
How do you do, Mr. Cartwright? I was just passing and...
Well, I'm so glad. Please come in. I'll have Hop Sing make you some tea.
Oh, no, thank you. I can't stay long. I left Jody with a neighbor.
Well, please sit down.
I wasn't just passing, Mr. Cartwright. I came to see you deliberately. Do you know why?
Well, I hope it's because you changed your mind about the money.
No, I haven't changed my mind about that.
I hadn't meant to offend you by it. If I did, I'm sorry. Then I can say.
Oh, I wasn't offended.
Well, why did you send it back?
We don't need that kind of help.
Well, then, how will you and your boy get along?
Our livelihood did not depend on my father. I have a small business as a dressmaker in Virginia City. You knew that.
Oh, yes, I did know that.
You sent me that money to ease your conscience, didn't you?
I take full blame for what happened, Mrs. Fletcher.
No, you mustn't do that. It was an accident.
No. It wouldn't have happened if I hadn't been pushing so hard. Your father tried to tell me. I wouldn't listen.
You're a builder, Mr. Cartwright, a doer. Oh, my father, he was a dreamer. You built the Ponderosa. He built castles in sand.
Miss Fletcher, it isn't making it any easier for you to try to find excuses for me.
Men die at their work every day, even on their own land, like my husband. No one's to blame.
The fact still remains. I'm responsible for your father's death.
Not any more than I am. I was the one that made him work there. Does that make me responsible? My husband died breaking a horse to support me and my child. Are we guilty of his death? We can't weep forever for our dead, Mr. Cartwright, or for our mistakes. We have to continue to live. Me for Jody, and you for your sons.
You have to hook them up in threes before they can do any real hauling. I'm not sure if they can do it even then.
We have no choice. All right, take them up the logging road.
They're quitting. They want their pay.
But you can't quit, not after we brought the extra teams up here.
Well, I guess this is another one of Barney Fuller's little tricks.
Well, I've tried dogging with them, Adam. You have a go at it.
You know, there's a kind of an unwritten law in the logging business. Nobody quits in the middle of cutting season without good cause. Now, what's the reason, Mike?
It's a matter of conditions.
What conditions?
Your pa was bull of the woods in this camp when we first came in. Now it looks like he's not going to come back. And likely won't need us again after the cutting's finished. If it is.
Maybe there's something I didn't think was necessary to tell you. I'm bull of the woods here. And it really doesn't matter whether my father comes back or not. Whatever you think his job was, it's mine now. Are any of you man enough to prove me wrong? Any one of you?
No. This is going to be interesting, Joe. Let's sit down and watch it. No, not me, him. He's the bull of the woods. Get him. He ain't bad.
Does that answer your question, men? All of you who are working here, you can go right on working. If you want to quit, you can quit. But whether you quit or whether you continue to work, I just want you to know that the Ponderosa will continue to operate. no matter who tries to stop it.
Okay, fellas, let's go back to work.
Good to see you, Pa.
Now, what's the next move, Adam?
Get the teams back.
Oh, would you do me a favor? Would you mind if I did that alone?
I would have sent word to you, Ben. I sent word to you. I would have come up myself, but I had this ache in my back. You see, and I couldn't make it. Oh, come on, Ben, cut right. No cold to push me around. Because I told you I sent word for you to come and see me about this.
Well, I'm here so we can get them teams right now.
But I can't get them together.
Well, we'll get as many as we can, and we'll get the rest later.
But Ben!
Now, listen to me, you. What you did was no better than horse stealing.
Horse stealing?
Horse stealing.
But they're my own animals.
Well, I'm renting them. Get them.
Well, Ben, what are you doing out of bed? And without a cane?
Well, why don't you come down from under that geranium pot, and I'll tell you.
No, I don't want to see you standing out here. Come on inside. Sit down.
You come down here. Now, here's what I want to tell you, Barney. We still got that trestle contract. We're gonna pay whatever penalty we have to for the delay I caused. But just remember this. It's going to be a Ponderosa trestle. And if these timber wolves of yours get in the way, well, we'll just have to cut them down the way we cut down our trees.
Put that away, Jesse. You know, I guess I figured wrong. I was plumb sure you'd lost your guts. What happened?
Somebody taught me an angle.
What angle?
That a man can't really go against his true nature.
It's a pretty good angle.
Yeah. I learned it from a friend.
Oh. Here you are, Ben. All I can dig up for the present.
Step aside, boy. I said, step aside, boy. Thank you, what?
Yeah.
Welcome home, Ben.
Well, there it is. Most beautiful trestle in the world.
And there was a day when I thought we'd never see it.
There was a time when I didn't care if I ever did or not.
We knew better than that, Pa.
Hey, Paul, what about that little rest you promised us?
Oh, yeah. Well, that depends.
Yeah, on what?
On the bull of the woods.
Moo.
Bull said yeah, Pa.
Another sack of grain. 600 feet of winch rope.
Hey, how about give me a hand with this rope, Mr. Jarvis?
Why, sure.
Thank you.
Come on, Lila. Baby, you can't be serious about calling it a night. It's early.
It's not early, Dolph. It's late, and I'm tired. Now go on. Just get out of here and let me alone.
Sure, I'll leave you alone. When I'm good and ready.
Dolph, honey, you're a big man in this town. You can have anybody you want. Why pick on me?
Because you're what I want, Lila. In this whole lousy town, you're the only thing I want. Now, come on, honey. I got all this money burning in my pockets, just aching to spend it on you.
Dolph, I told you before, but I'll say it again. I don't want anything to do with you. Big shot or no big shot. I just don't want anything to do with you. Is that clear enough?
What's eating you? Cheap saloon shill like you putting on airs with me. And what's so wrong with me, anyway?
I'll tell you what's so wrong with you. You're a pig.
It's a pretty wild town you got here, Mr. Jarvis.
Yeah, all sorts of carryings on. Now Judge Knowlton's got himself booted out of here. It's going to get worse.
Yeah, well, your loss is our gain, I think.
The judge was real lucky that you and Adam allowed him to accompany you. Out there in the trail by himself, he'd get lost inside an hour. You better watch out, not let him catch you dipping into the prune box or snitching any loaf sugar. You're liable to get yourself tossed into jail. Or even worse, you're liable to get a talking to.
My brother Hoss is kind of the dip and snitching kind. He's not with us this trip. Hey, listen, why don't you go on inside there and add that stuff up so I can get an early start?
Right, you bet.
About do it. I want to thank you again, Mr. Jarvis, for staying open so late. It'll give us a chance for an early start in the morning.
Go on, nothing, little Joe. Give my best to your pa when you get the Ponderosa.
I'll do that. Good night, sir.
And watch your step in front of the judge. He's got a powerful sense of righteousness.
Don't worry, I'll stay clear of him.
Dee da 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 dee doo da doo da.
Dee da 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 da, dee da 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 da. Dee da 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 da, dee da dee da da.
What was that, Sarah?
It's nothing. I was just humming.
Humming what?
I don't know. It's just a tune. It just popped into my head. I'm sorry, David.
Your wagon's in good shape, Judge. You shouldn't have any trouble.
Well, I'm not expecting any, although I appreciate the opportunity of accompanying you, Adam.
Well, we're honored. Pa's often talked of you.
So many things I had to leave behind. My ormolu clock, the sideboard. My.
Well, I hear the 4th Judicial District is a very pleasant place. You should be happy there.
I doubt that they want justice there any more than they did here.
David was brutally beaten last year. Did you know that?
Man of your reputation, I find that hard to believe.
That's true enough. Before that, they tried to bribe me. And then they threatened me.
But David never wavered, Adam. Not once.
Good evening, Mr. Nolan. Judge. Hey, Adam, that's quite a town they got back there. Wish we had some more time. They got some good-looking women.
Young man, saloons and the people that infest them breed crime and violence in the same way that a swamp breeds malaria. Stay away from the girls and the whiskey traders and the easy companions, boy, before they drag you down.
Excuse me a minute, Judge. Joe, would you check the stock, please?
Yeah, sure thing, Adam.
With all due respect, sir, I think you're overstepping a bit.
I just can't stand by and watch young men take the wrong path.
I know, but I don't think you have to worry about my brother.
There are demons in every man that have to be controlled. And those people feed on that.
You must listen to my husband, Adam. He knows about those things.
Well, excuse me, but we're all going to be living kind of close together for the next few days, so I think we might get along better if you could sort of take the Cartwrights as you find them.
If you insist.
I'm afraid I do. Good evening.
Please, mister, let me explain.
Yeah, well, it's not that we wouldn't like your company, ma'am, but I think you'd be a lot more comfortable on a regular stage line.
Oh, you've got to help me. You've got to help me get away.
Oh, wait a minute. What's it all about? What do you mean?
Well, there's a man out to kill me. He said I stole money from him, but I didn't. I'll swear I didn't.
Well, why don't you just go to the sheriff, then?
Our sheriff. Why, the men in town won't even let him out with a loaded gun. Oh, please, if you just let me explain.
All right. All right, suppose we start with your name.
Lila. Lila Conrad.
Joe Cartwright, this is my wagon you're sitting in.
Please, mister. They'll come after me for sure. Don't let them take me back. That man will use any excuse to kill me.
Okay, we'll do all we can. Why don't you come on out of there?
No! No, I gotta stay right here till you're out of the area.
You all set, Judge?
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
We'll probably stop around midday.
All right, Joe, let's go. Okay, you stay put.
All right, let's move out.
I'm Sheriff Cogan. We're looking for a girl, Lila Conrad.
I'm sure she's not here.
Maybe not. We've still got to look.
All right, what's the idea?
Now get out over there.
What for?
Oh, you want to know what for? Well, show him what for, Pete.
All right, break it up.
Take it easy, Hagen. You take it easy, Sheriff. Bust open them wagons.
You back off. I work for Dolph Rimbaud. He's a good friend of mine, too. We're gonna get that girl that killed him.
All right, turn them wagons over if you have to. Stop that, you men.
Howdy, Judge.
What's the meaning of all this? Have you got a warrant, Sheriff?
No, Judge, but...
Then you got no right to touch these wagons.
Never mind all that. She's here, Cogan. She's got to be.
Now, we can't go against a federal judge, Bob.
This ain't his district no more.
He's still a judge.
What is all this?
We found Dolph Rimbaud this morning, Your Honor. He'd been stabbed to death.
Not 20 feet from where this Lila Conrad lived. Oh, some of the boys saw him follow her home. She done it. She's gonna pay for it. We're gonna fix her good.
You won't find the girl here, Sheriff.
Not a room in these wagons.
The judge wouldn't have nothing to do with helping her.
And there's a penalty for unwarranted search.
Now, I...
Come on, I'll introduce you to Mrs. Knowlton. She can fix you something to eat, maybe.
You're not taking her near my wife.
All right, I'll fix you something to eat myself.
Take her back to Silver Hills, Adam. Be there by nightfall.
Judge, you told me yourself how corrupted that town is, including the sheriff. How they beat you, tried to bribe you. You also saw those men this morning. Now, what chance would that girl have with them?
Very well. We'll be in Harleyville in a few days. I want her turned over to the authorities there.
To be returned to Silver Hills by them. It's all the same thing. Wouldn't it be better if we could get her to Virginia City and find an attorney that would help her?
Why are you so concerned? Stop and think if she's worth it. A fugitive, an accused murderess, a common dance hall girl, and Lord knows what else.
You left out something. She's also a human being.
heard Dolph Rimbaud had a couple of brothers in Texas or somewhere. I wondered when you'd be showing up.
Well, you're seeing him now. I'm Gabe, that's Arnie.
I told him how Dolph got killed by them scissors with that Lila Conrad woman, how she got off scot-free.
Well, here she got away. Hid out in a couple of wagons.
We don't know that for sure.
Well, she ain't here in town. We've been watching all the roads, so she had to be in one of them wagons.
Well, that's proof enough for us, Sheriff. I'm sure you don't mind if we kind of deputize ourselves without no formalities.
There's a federal judge along with them wagons. It'll have to be your own responsibility.
That's all right, Sheriff. We wouldn't have it any other way.
Be right with you, fellas.
Stay out of this, Junior. Come on, let's do it.
David, you've hardly touched the food.
I don't want any more, Sarah.
Don't let that girl upset you.
Can't you see what she's doing to those boys? Oh, Sarah. Cartwrights seem like fine people. Country is fair and pleasant. I look forward to this as a change, a respite. But I find it even here. The evil and the filth and the blindness.
David, you'll work yourself up into a state.
Will it never end? Where can I lay the burden down? Must I be the only one to fight evil?
You take too much on yourself.
Can't you see what's happening? Can't you see anything?
I try my best.
Yes. I suppose you do. And I take comfort in that. You try. Be strong enough to bear it alone. As always.
He's just busting to get me, isn't he?
Well, Adam's gonna talk to him. Try to bring him around a little bit. I better get things ready to move out.
I was hoping for a chance to talk to you, Judge.
I have nothing to say to you.
Well, I know what you did for me this
You're
morning.
mistaken. I wouldn't have done a thing like that for you.
Turned out that way, though, didn't it? I know a big, important man like you hardly knows I'm alive.
Again, you're mistaken. I'm very aware of you.
Well, then, I thought there might be some way I could thank you.
There isn't.
You likely saved my life. I just can't let it go that easily.
You're wasting your time, Miss Conrad. I'm not an impressionable young man like Little Joe. You must be very frightened to humiliate yourself like this.
I've got nothing to be frightened about.
The law will be satisfied, Miss Conrad. You're going to be punished, one way or the other.
trembling.
Sarah, that woman came to me. I can't even repeat what she did.
You don't have to. I can imagine. She's very pretty. A lesser man.
And they are lesser men. She'll get to one of them. Maybe she has already. Oh, Sarah, after the mistake I made today, I can't let that woman escape her just punishment. No. Sarah, it's up to me. I'll keep my eye on her every minute from now on.
Let's go!
My brother and I talked it over this afternoon, Judge. We're going all the way through to Virginia City. We won't be stopping at Harleyville.
Oh, very well. My wife and I will go to Harleyville and do what has to be done.
I wish you wouldn't do that. I feel there's a better chance for justice in Virginia City.
You leave justice to me. That's my business.
I just don't see what harm it would do, Judge, to take Miss Lila on to Virginia City. All we want to do is see that she gets a fair chance.
She's gotten to you, hasn't she? Just as I said she would, just as she tried with me.
Oh, it's no use. Don't even waste your breath on him.
Go on. Comfort her. Take her in your arms if that's what you want to do. But I'll have the final word. She's going to be arrested in Harleyville.
Well, we're not there yet.
If she's left you a scrap of common sense, don't try to stop me.
Well, what do we do now?
We take her on into Virginia City like we decided.
Good. I just can't believe she killed anybody.
Well, it's not up to us to judge her.
He has, hasn't he? I just can't figure out why he's so determined to punish her.
He thinks he speaks for the law.
He doesn't even represent this district anymore. Why doesn't he just leave her alone?
Maybe he can't.
Leave me alone. What do you want?
You're frightened of something.
Yes. I'm scared stiff. Does that make you happy?
What are you afraid of? Perhaps it's your own conscience you're afraid of.
You let me worry about my conscience. I'd a lot rather live with that than get hung.
You won't have to get hung, Miss Conrad.
What do you think they're going to do with me if you send me back to Silver Hills?
I can help you.
Now that's more like it. What do you want? What's your price, Judge?
People can tell you I have no price, Miss Conrad.
Oh, everybody wants something. A smile. A kiss. Someone to tell them how handsome they are. Something.
Do you think little Joe wants something? Or his brother?
Oh, they'll get around to it. Nothing for nothing. I learned that pretty early, Judge.
Or perhaps they do, but I don't. All I want is to see your feet on the right path again.
Oh. And how do we accomplish that?
Confess everything you've ever done. I'll intercede for you and get you off with a moderate prison term.
What kind of help is that?
It's the only real help anybody can offer.
Thanks, I'll take my chances.
When you were a little girl, your father punished you.
Yeah, all the time.
Well, that was the right thing to do. It hurt. You didn't like it.
You're darn right.
Yes, but he was doing his duty to teach you right from wrong. And when it was over, you felt better because your slate had been wiped clean. And you felt you could start fresh. Well, that's what I'm offering you, Lila. A clean slate.
I'm not going to prison.
Aren't you in prison right now? Of your own making, aren't you in prison every time you sit down with a man you despise simply because he has the price of a couple of drinks?
Oh, what's so wrong with that?
Lila, have you lured men into gambling?
Sure.
Well, how many wives and children have gone hungry because of you?
I don't know and I don't care.
But this was wrong.
So it's wrong. I told you I don't care.
Have men robbed for you?
Leave me alone.
Have men fought over you, shed blood for you?
I don't want to listen to you.
Lila, have you killed?
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! God.
I'll help you, Lila. I'm the only one that can. Now go not like the quarry slave, scourged to his dungeon, but sustained and soothed. And in a few years, Lila, when your prettiness has faded, what will you do then?
I don't know. I never had time to think about it.
Now's the time to think about it, Lila. You must build a beauty from within, a true beauty to shine forever. You're a lovely woman, Lila, but you've used your loveliness for bad reasons. You must use it to inspire men, not to degrade them.
But it won't be easy, will it?
Brutally hard. It's always hard to do something you know is right. But you must try, Lila. We all must try.
Just let her alone for a minute all afternoon. What a man can have to talk that much about.
I'd say that depended on the subject.
Come, girl. There's been a change in plans, Adam. Lila's turning herself in at Harleyville.
Is that what you want, Lila?
It's best this way, Adam.
I hope you appreciate that I'm saving you from a serious mistake.
Lila, why are you doing this?
Because I did kill Dov Rimbaud.
Go ahead, Lila. Tell them all about it.
Dov followed me to my room that night. I hated his insides. I told him a million times I didn't want anything to do with him. He got nasty. Real nasty, and started slapping me around. I picked up the pair of scissors and hit him. I don't know, maybe I hit him more than once.
Well, sounds like a pretty good case of self-defense. I don't think they'd send you to prison for that.
No, Adam, it was wrong. I must be punished. You see, I thought Dov had passed out, and I tried to lift his wallet. That's when he started beating me. I didn't mean to lie to you, little Joe. I didn't know Dov was dead until the posse stopped us. Don't you see, Adam? It's better this way.
Look, whether it's self-defense or not, you're not going to get a fair trial back there in Silver Hills.
Lila, you'd better turn in. Going to have a busy day tomorrow.
Now, wait a minute. Do you know what you're doing to this girl?
No, the judge is right. There's so many things I've done. Evil things. They'll keep haunting me until I pay for them. Oh, little Joe, I'm more content than I've been in a long time. Truly.
Sarah, would you make Lila comfortable? Lila and I will be leaving early in the morning. I trust you will look after Sarah in my absence.
Yes, we'll look after her, Judge.
Very well, gentlemen. I bid you good evening.
Adam, I just can't understand her. How could you let the judge talk her into going back there for trial?
I don't know. It wasn't all the judge is doing. All that guilt building up inside of her all that time. He just happened to say the right words to bring it out.
What does she do when he's not around anymore?
It's hard to say. But he's a crutch that she needs desperately. Take it away and maybe she walks by herself, or maybe she goes back to being what she was. Anyway, we won't be around to find out. I'll take the first watch. You better get some sleep.
Yeah. Right. It's all right. Take it easy.
Come up into the light.
That's what we're fixing to do. I'm Gabe. This here's Arnie. We're deputies from over to Silver Hills.
I'm Adam Cartwright. This is my brother, Joe.
What's going on here?
We understand you've got a woman with you by the name of Lila Conrad.
We have. I'm Judge Knowlton.
Where is she? We're taking her back.
Well, you have nothing to worry about, gentlemen. Miss Conrad made a complete confession to me. As a matter of fact, I was planning on taking her into Harleyville in the morning myself.
Well, then we save you a trip, Judge.
I don't think you understand. You see, there are certain extenuating circumstances. I am responsible for her.
You ain't got any more responsibility, Judge. We're the law. We're taking her back now.
Is that her?
Yes. Perhaps I should accompany you gentlemen back in the event that you need...
That's all we need. Just get her ready.
There's no need to take her away now. She can't get away. You might give her the night to rest.
Hey, Arnie, looks like she made a lot of real good friends here. We're sorry to spoil your fun, mister, but why don't you play it smart and just don't give us any trouble?
Well, I'm all for avoiding trouble. And I think the easiest way is for you to wait here till morning.
Yeah, well, it'll be daylight in a couple of hours, Gabe. No harm. We can wait.
I thought you could.
You get a good look at her?
Yeah.
Dowd could sure pick him, huh?
You know, Arnie, this may not be such a bad trip after all.
You'd best turn in now, child. You'll need all your strength. Let her rest. I mean, you've done so much for her already.
Sarah, are you questioning my judgment?
I've never done that, David.
Then don't presume to now.
No, of course not. It's just that...
That what?
There's so much ahead of you in your new district. So much for us to think about and plan for.
I assure you, Sarah, I'm well aware of that.
Sometimes a good man, can work so hard for something he believes in, he loses sight of himself.
Please, Sarah, go to bed. It's very late.
Are you coming?
I'm not very tired. I think I'll stay up for a while.
You've done all you can. You've got to accept that. Tomorrow she'll be gone. David, I love you.
Please, Sarah, just go to bed.
Can't sleep? No, me neither. I'm gonna go back with you tomorrow.
I'll be all right, little Joe.
You saw those two deputies that came for you. Lila, just exactly how much punishment does the judge's program call for?
If it wasn't right, he'd tell me. He wouldn't let me go.
How can I get through to you? He doesn't know what's right for everyone.
I don't know about everyone, but it's right for me. He saved me, little Joe. Don't you understand?
Oh, Lila, he helped you because you wanted to be helped.
He's shown me the way. I know I must be punished for my sins.
Whether you should be punished or not is up to a jury. Everybody in this life, regardless of what they have done, deserves a fair trial. I'm not arguing with a judge whether you should face this thing or not. Certainly you should. But face it where you've got a chance. He doesn't know everything. Some things you've got to figure out for yourself. Can't you understand that? Serious. Try to get some sleep. I'll see you in the morning.
Mr. Cartwright?
Good morning, Mrs. Nolan.
Have you seen the judge?
No, ma'am, I haven't. What's wrong?
Well, he must be around somewhere.
Two of the horses at me.
Adam!
But the horses could have wandered off during the night, couldn't they?
It's not likely, ma'am.
Hey, come on. Get up.
What is it, Joe?
Judge and Lila are gone.
My husband is left with that girl.
Well, we don't know what happened that way, ma'am.
Oh, yes, we know that's how it happened. We all know that. I can understand how it happened. With that woman.
Sure, ma'am.
Let us sleep out tonight, huh? You did a good job, mister. I wouldn't be surprised if you were in cahoots with that judge.
Well, maybe he's just taking her as far as Harleyville.
Come on, honey. We can still catch him. I'm going with him.
Oh, watch yourself.
Right.
It's no use.
Well, we can't stay here. We've got to keep moving. We ride double. It's the only way.
No, Judge. Judge, we shouldn't have come this far.
I'm not going to let those men take you.
I have to go back and face it sometime, don't I?
And when that time comes, I'm going to be there.
Oh, here they come.
Come on, there's no time to lose.
We can't make it.
We can make it. Now, hurry.
It's no use. I'll go back to Silver Hills with them.
You're not ready.
Not ready?
Lila, you believe that I've always told you what's right, don't you?
I know I have to be punished.
There's time enough for that. Things are different now. Come on, take cover over here. Get out. Lila, you have to believe that I can decide what's right for you. You see, all of my life has been given to law and justice. You believed, you listened. I saved you, didn't I, Lila?
But my punishment?
Punishment means nothing. As long as you confess and repent, that's all that really matters. And I'm going to take care of you from now on. If I could just fire over their heads so they'd realize what sort of a man they're dealing with and leave us in peace.
You mean the two of us, by ourselves, away from everybody else?
That's right, Lila. The two of us alone. They won't get you. You belong to me now.
Oh, I'll cover you. You work your way down the draw and come up from the other side and pick him off. Wait a minute. Let me have a chance to talk to him first. We should have never let you come with us in the first place. Go on. We're gonna have a lot of explaining to do when we get back to Silver Hills. I tell you what, why don't you go back and explain for us? And be sure to tell the sheriff the Rimbaud brothers thank him very kindly for these badges. Rimbaud? Like in Dolph Rimbaud. The man she killed.
What's the matter, Lila?
I have to be punished. I have to be, cleansed. No, pure. To be pure. Oh, for you. All of this for you. Isn't that right, Judge?
Stop it.
Oh, everything I thought you were.
Stop it.
When you're nothing. A big talking, empty nothing that wants me.
Wants you?
Just like every other man wanted me.
Wants you?
I thought you were different. I believed you.
Lila, I tried to help you.
You helped me. Oh, how you helped me, you pig!
Stop it. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
Oh, Judge.
I'll be all right.
Arnie!
Take the horse. You can get away.
You'd let me go?
bet that's the longest 50 feet he ever walked.
Sarah. Help me.
David. David.
We'll get you a lawyer as soon as we get to Virginia City.
Thanks. I'll always be grateful to you both.
Oh, you get a fair trial now. You don't have anything to be afraid of.
I don't think I'll ever be afraid again.
What are you going to do about the judge? About telling Pa he was a friend of his?
Well, we'll just tell him the truth, that two people got lost and took them a little time to find themselves.
You feel all right?
I feel fine.
You tell me, what was the joke?
What joke?
A joke. When I walked in here, you're going, ha, 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 ha. I figured that staircase must have said something terribly funny to you.
Dad Burnett, I was just trying to learn something about bullfighting, that's all, before Senor Tonino gets here.
Well, by doing a square dance in front of a staircase? What for, anyway?
Didn't Pa tell you? Senor Tonino happens to be the biggest breeder of fighting bulls in all of Mexico. And I figured the neighborly thing for us to do is learn enough about it we could talk to him intelligently anyhow.
Well, how do you expect to go about learning something about it?
Out of that book right there that I bought in town, that's where.
What's this? The Art of Bullfighting. Illustrated. Hey, look at that.
Ain't that something?
Woo! He really got him going. That doesn't look so hard, though. Look, see?
Kind of
Hey,
fancy.
let me try that. Look at that thing.
I'll coach you, all right?
All right. Huh. How's this look, Hoss?
Well, you're supposed to stand more like that, Joe. You know, sideways.
How was that?
Yeah, that's it. That's right.
Hey, you be the bull. You be the bull.
Ah, don't be silly.
Well, come on. One of us got to be the bull, and you're bigger than I am.
All right. You ready?
Okay. Hey, bully. Hey, bully. Hey, bully. Hey, bully. Hey, bully. Hey, Hoss. Hey, Hoss. Hey, Hoss.
told you once. I've told you 1,000 times. If you want to do any roughhousing, do it. Outside!
Sorry, Paul.
Sorry, Paul.
Yeah, I'm sorry, too.
Yeah, you're sorry, too. I want this house to look halfway decent for Senor Tonino's visit. By the way, did you square it up with little Joe and Adam about Dolores?
Dolores?
Senor Tonino's daughter.
It's the first time we ever heard about him having a daughter, Pa.
Oh? Well, he's bringing her with him. I asked Hoss here to have you boys decide who's going to be her escort.
What about that, Hoss?
Huh? Well, actually, I didn't want to make no problems for you and Adam, and...
How old is she?
I'd say in her early 20s.
Oh, and that's a problem?
Hey, look, Paul, there ain't no use in us making a great big fuss about who's gonna be escorting Dolores.
Just leave me out of it. You boys decide among yourself who's going to be her escort, or perhaps she would like to make her own choice. Is that fair enough? No problems?
No problems.
No problem.
We got problems.
They should be here any minute.
Like lambs to the slaughter.
What's he supposed to mean by that?
Beats me.
You know, Joe, it's a pretty terrible thing when a feller figures his own kin is plotting behind his back.
You ought to know.
Oh, Joe, I was just funning. Why, you don't think for 1 minute that I wasn't going to tell you and Adam about Senor Tonino's daughter, did you?
Oh, no. Sure you were. Sure you were.
But see, our brother Adam's a little different. He's sneaky. He's got something up his sleeve.
Yeah. A hairy arm.
More than that. No, sir. Look at him just sitting there like a big, sly cat.
Boys, I'd like you to meet Senorita Dolores Tonino and her father, Senor Francisco Tonino.
Senorita.
Welcome to the ranch, Senorita.
Muy bienvenida, señorita. Su belleza es admirada y bienvenida. Y claro, un gran cambio la panorosa. Y haré lo mejor posible que mis hermanitos no sean malcriados por el tiempo que usted esté aquí.
¿Malcriados?
Sí.
Thank you, senor, for your warm welcome. And in such good Spanish. But don't worry about me. I think I can take care of myself.
Gracias.
That sounded like more than just a welcome to me. What was he saying, anyhow?
I don't know. He sure wasn't discussing the price of tacos.
Your father told us so much about you, gentlemen, on the way from town, that I feel as if I know you already. You must be Mr. Hoscotright.
Yeah, just plain Hoss, ma'am. I mean, Senorita Dolores.
Dolores Hoss. And of course, your little Joe?
Just plain Joe, man.
And you're Adam.
Si, senorita. And I would be happy to show you the Ponderosa anytime.
I'd be very happy if you boys came over here to say hello to the senorita's father.
Oh, senor.
It's a great pleasure to meet you.
Senor Tonino.
Pleasure's all mine, sir.
Joselito. Usted y su hija son bienvenidos a la Ponderosa, Senor Tonino.
Muchas gracias. Your boys have that Cartwright charm, Ben.
Yeah.
Shall we, senorita?
Thank you. Come in.
Oh, boys, there's some luggage here. There's some luggage here that... Your daughter's very charming. Francisco, why don't you go ahead inside and I'll get some help with the luggage. Get some help with the luggage. Me.
Ben, the dinner was delicious. And I would like to thank, what is his name? Poopsling?
Hop Sing. Hop Sing. He'll be very pleased. As a matter of fact, he was quite concerned that the cooking might not please you.
Oh, if he ever decides to leave you.
Oh, Father. You had better keep a sharp eye on Hopsing, or Father will be trying to steal him away.
Well, I'm glad you warned me.
Your stories about those fighting bulls you raised down in Mexico is mighty interesting, Senor Tadino.
I'm glad I didn't bore you.
Oh.
But if you are really interested, Dolores is an expert on the technique of fighting the bull.
Really?
Well, if these young folks will excuse us, I'll show you that gun collection.
Good, good. I've been looking forward to it. Excuse me.
You know, I've always made it a practice of collecting only those firearms that can be put into good shooting condition.
Speaking of bullfighting, senorita, my brothers have gotten a little carried away on that subject lately.
They have? In what way?
Well, my brother Hoss has a book on it, and between him and little Joe, we're lucky to have any furniture left.
Don't you believe a word he's telling you, ma'am?
I'd like to see your book, Hoss.
Yeah, it's really quite a book, ma'am. It really is. It's got a bunch of these interesting pictures in there of a bunch of fellas waving little red blankets at the bulls.
Waving little red blankets?
I don't believe it's called waving, little brother.
Well, not at a real bull you don't wave little red blankets.
No, you see, it's called a cape.
Well, certainly it's called a cape. What are you going to call it but a cape? And it's not waving, actually, is what it is. It's a much fancier thing. It's a picador, is what it's called.
No, Joe, that ain't a picador. You see, a picador is one of them things that one of them darts that they throw into the bull.
No.
A dart? A dart? You've got to be spoofing me. A dart. You don't throw a dart at a full-size bull. I think you've been reading out a wrong book, Hoss.
Well, I think you've been reading the book upside down. What do you think of that? You take a Veronica.
Yeah, who's she?
Veronica?
Yeah, who's that?
Joe, Veronica ain't no she, it's an it. A Veronica is a thing it's a thing. That's what it is. It's a thing you do with a cape.
Oh, it's a thing. You know everything that's in this book, obviously. Was that
right,
it?
yeah.
You must be a pretty big authority on everything that's written in that book, right?
Right.
All right, then you tell me something. You tell me what is the difference between a matador and a Macarena.
Huh?
What is the difference? Very simple. The difference between a matador and a Macarena, matador, Macarena.
Yeah. Well, you see, a matador and a Macarena, they ain't no whole lot of difference in them. The fact is that the difference between a Macarena and a matador is that, really the difference is that a Macarena is the feller that comes out about 3 feet behind the matador when they come out into the arena to fight. Now, that's really what the difference is between a Macarena and a matador. Ha! Don't ha me! That Bernard, I'm the one that bought and paid for the book, ain't I?
Oh, just because you bought and paid for the book, that makes you an authority on everything that's written down there in that book. Is that right?
Joe, you're getting me just about half riled up. All I'm
Well,
trying
I'm
to...
telling you that...
Hey, where's that coming from?
Hey, where's Dolores? And where's Adam?
Joe, we've been had.
Little Joe, Adam plays so beautifully. I just love guitar music.
You and your book. Good morning, good friend.
Good morning.
Suppose you know you made a couple of jackasses out of us last night in front of Dolores.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't need much help.
You know what's the matter with you? Do you want to know what's the matter with you? You got no ethics. That's what's the matter
That's
with
right, no ethics.
Well, men, I don't think it's a matter of ethics. I think you just got yourselves in over your head and drowned in your own foolishness.
You didn't even give us a chance to get started, Adam.
No chance at all. Nothing.
I'm sorry. And now, if you'll excuse me, gentlemen, I have to take Senorita Dolores out for her morning ride.
Hey, wait a minute. I'm supposed to do that. I'm supposed to do that.
And when we find a nice, quiet glade, I have a book of poems that I'm going to read to her. You gotta be fast, boy. Smart.
Joe, I got a sneaking hunch that he's gonna be mighty hard to catch.
Maybe so. I think he can be had.
It ain't gonna be easy. Not the way he plays that guitar and all them soft-soaping poems of his.
Yeah, I'm getting fed up with them poems, too. Maybe I can't play a guitar, but there's more than one way to skin a cat. You get fed up with all that bull.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on. Little Joe, I promised Adam I would go for a walk with him after dinner.
You forget about him? Just forget about him. He's in there talking to your father. You know those older people like to yak it up all the time.
But he said he wrote a new song for me.
Well, so what? What, do you think he's the only one in this family with talent?
You can play the guitar, too?
No, not the guitar. That's nothing. Anybody can play those things.
What is that?
That's a harmonica. It takes real talent to play this. Do a little tune for you.
Well...
Oh, don't you like that tune? I've got a million of them.
Well, it is so soon after dinner. Can't we just sit here and talk?
Do you like poetry?
Joe.
I just happen to have a book right here.
Must you? It is such a beautiful evening. And can't we sit here and just enjoy it?
Yeah, well, that sounds good, too. I just didn't know if you wanted to...
You know, girls say they like poetry and music. But the men that really impress them are those of strength, of courage, of physical action.
You know, that's me.
Of courage, like the matador of my native Mexico. When a man can fight a bull, senor, then he is a real man.
You know, men can do a lot of other things besides fight bulls, though.
Can they, senor?
Well, what's been going on out here? I heard a noise, something like a cat with its tail caught in a ringer. Sorry to keep you waiting, Dolores. I've got that new song for you whenever you're ready.
Well, you go right ahead and sing, Adam. He thinks that's what women like.
What have you two been talking about?
How girls are impressed with soft words and beautiful music.
Well, aren't they?
Of course. Adam, please play for me.
Hey, Joe.
How you doing, Hoss?
What are you doing?
Just practicing.
For what?
Women like men of action. Strength, physical courage.
Who told you that?
Dolores told me.
Joe, practicing of that six-shooter ain't what she meant by courage.
Well, what's that supposed to mean?
Remember the other day when you said something to me about there being more ways than one to skin a cat?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it sort of put me to thinking. What does Dolores talk about more than anything else in the whole world?
Oh, matadors down in Mexico. That's all she's got on her brain.
Right. Now, remember the other day when Walt Troutman came out here looking for some bucking stock for that annual rodeo in Virginia City?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what?
Well, I went into town, and I got me $100 advance for a little idea I had for his rodeo that's going to keep folks talking around here for months and months.
Well, come on, what's the big idea?
A bullfight.
Oh, come on. A bullfight? Oh, you'll do anything to impress a woman, won't you? Anything.
Joe, I ain't going to fight a bull. You are.
Me?
Sure.
Oh.
Joe, see, now, the way I got it figured, Adam's getting just a little bit too confident. So I figured that me and you'd team up again.
Yeah, but fighting a bull, I'm not so sure you're doing me such a big favor.
Oh, now, come on, Joe. You want to impress Dolores, don't you? You don't want her to think you're a coward, do you?
Coward? No, but
Well, there ain't no buts about it. Now, Joe, you're my little brother, and I'm going to make the big sacrifice. I'm going to let you be the matador.
Thanks, Hoss.
Nothing. Now, what we got to do first, get some bulls out here for you to practice on.
Oh, hey, but maybe first we ought to talk about that $100 advance.
Here comes Adam and Dolores now.
Hi, Adam.
Howdy. Well, I hope you enjoyed yourself.
Very much. Your brother is very gallant.
Yeah.
He promised to take me riding again tomorrow. The Ponderosa is so beautiful.
Well, what have you two been up to outside of plotting against me?
Nah, Adam, you know we wouldn't do a thing like that.
No.
Little Joe just made a deal with Walt Troutman to put on a bullfight at his rodeo.
A bullfight? Little Joe, you really mean this about the bullfight?
Oh, yeah, it's what you like to see a man do, isn't it?
Oh, but that is wonderful. I'm so excited.
Yeah, so am I.
Oh, little Joe, this will make my stay at the Ponderosa complete. It will be a touch of home here. Arena, bulls, and my American matador. Oh, it will be wonderful. Little Joe, please don't disappoint me.
Well, if I can find a bull that's worthy.
I'm sure you will. Come, let's tell Father now.
My, he's a crafty little fellow, isn't he?
Yeah, he sure is. And he's right good pay, too. discussed this all last night very carefully. I don't want you taking no unnecessary chances, or don't try to do nothing fancy at first. Just give that old bull plenty of elbow room.
Plenty of elbow room.
Yeah.
Okay. Here, how's this? Huh? Let me see the picture. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's about right.
Good?
Yeah, it looks good. That's right. Go on in there and try it. Go on.
I wish my arms was as long as wagon tongues.
Now, keep up your courage, Joe. Come on. Come on. You'll be as good as any matador in the world in just a few weeks. Come on. Get over there and try it.
Hold this. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. I'll just get the hang of it.
Oh, bully.
Don't make any sudden moves, okay?
Oh, bully.
Hey, give me that.
Yeah, now go in there and get him. Go on.
Hey, why don't let's have some lunch and then I'll...
Joe, get in there and get that bull. Get him.
Hey, keep an eye on him.
I'm watching. Go ahead. That's right, Joe.
Mad at him?
Go on up there after him. Get up there close to him.
Hey, that bull don't have much spirit, Hoss.
Look, Joe, you're supposed to talk to him, just like it says here in the book. On page 80, it says right here, you're supposed to say, aha toro. Aha toro, that's what the book says. Say aha toro to him.
Oh, Hoss, I feel silly saying anything to him.
It can't hurt nothing. The book says to do it. Go ahead.
Ah, Toro. Oh, hey, that's a thing he wanted to hear.
Yeah, it worked. Loud.
Okay, here we go then. Hey, don't go away. Oh. Hey, Hoss, this no good.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to do anything.
Let's get another one in and see if it'll cooperate with us.
Hey, bully. Hey, will you pay a little attention to me, please? Look at the cave. That's supposed to get you... Oh, well, what's the use? I don't know what's the matter, Hoss. Maybe I'm using the wrong accent. That's the fourth critter we've tried. We're going to have to go through the whole herd before we find one that'll charge a cape.
Yeah. Maybe if I got in behind him and pushed him at you a little bit, huh?
Well, anything. I don't want a big charge, just a little charge.
Get around there in front of him and I'll push him. See what happens. Oh, bully. You ready?
Just charge him right into me, Hoss. I think we'd have a little more luck if we could find an enraged chicken. Oh, come on, but get... Aha, Toro. Aha. Oh, I'm scaring him to death, Hoss. Oh.
Found that limit, Joe. Yeah, boy, this will fix you up.
I must chase those bulls 100 miles today.
Wasn't your fault if they wouldn't fight. Tell you that for sure.
Oh, I feel like a twisted piece of barbed wire. Oh, that's cold.
Yeah, first.
Oh, yeah.
You'll be as good as new tomorrow, Joe. I'll guarantee you that, champ.
Oh, that feels good.
Hot dog.
Hey, you know, we have to find a braver bull somewhere. We got to.
We got a couple more in the herd yet.
Hey, that stuff's getting a little warm.
You know, I could give back that advance money to old Walt.
Oh, you know, I want to talk to you about that advance money. Oh, hey, this stuff is really getting hot.
Yeah, well, Joe, that's what it's supposed to do. That's the way this stuff works, see?
Well, you know, it must be doing a trick.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really getting pretty hot, you know.
Oh, Joe, you're just young and tender.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Hoss, it is getting hot. You know that? Yeah, don't put any more of that on. It's hot, Hoss.
Hey, you know.
It's getting hot on there.
Your back is getting awful red.
It's getting red?
Yeah.
Hey, come on, Hoss, get it off. Wipe it off. Wipe it off. It's getting hotter. It's getting... Hey, Hoss!
Joe.
Hoss, wipe it off.
Huh?
Wipe it off.
Wipe it off.
Wipe it.
Wipe it. What's the matter?
It's hot. Hey, what was it?
Feel better?
What was that stuff you rubbed on me?
It's just plain liniment.
Plain lemon. Let me see that. Oh, yeah, it's liniment. Look, can't you read here? Use as directed. Not recommended for humans. That's me, human. It's just recommended for ranch and farm animals.
Yeah, I reckon I didn't read that.
Oh, hey, take a look at it. Is it blistered?
No, I don't see none. Joe, I think it just stung you a little.
Oh!
Besides, it's too far away from your heart to kill you.
Hey, what?
Good afternoon, Hoss.
Howdy, ma'am.
Where's little Joe?
Ma'am, I don't rightly know. I don't think I've seen him all day.
Well, why don't you just turn around?
Hi. Why, Joe, you silly thing. What are you doing in that trough?
It's part of my training for the bullfight.
Really? Sitting in the water?
Oh, yes, it's all part of the training technique, like chasing fat steers around the corral. Now, shall we go, Dolores? Like taking candy from a baby?
That did it. That did it. Now I'm going to make an all-out effort to get you a fighting bull.
Hey, Hoss.
Yeah?
You're probably the bravest bullfight promoter in the whole world. You know that?
Yeah, thanks. That Adam has got to be beat. I'm going to round up the most cantankerous, most vicious, bloodthirsty, fire-breathing, meanest, dad-burned fighting bull that the devil ever created.
There he is, Hoss.
Well, he's big, all right, Jigger, but he don't look very mean to me. Matter of fact, he looks more like a lover. Yeah. See what you mean.
Hey, do I know the foolish jackass going to wave a blanket in front of him?
Yes, sir, you sure do.
He wouldn't be about this tall with kind of sad, calf-like eyes and the Cartwright brand on him, would he?
That's right. Little Joe. He's going to be the matador. Don't you worry about him. He's been practicing, and he's ready.
Well, it's no skin off my hide, but are you sure little Joe wants to get in there with him?
Oh, he's chomping at the bits.
Anybody squirrely enough to want to waltz around with that bull, they deserve each other. Go ahead.
Thank you, Jigger. I'll pick him up day after tomorrow.
You Cartwrights come up with some of the wildest, doggonedest, silly...
Jigger Thurman's bull.
Oh, Joe, dad burn it. We got to have one, ain't we?
Yeah, but don't you think that bull's kind of a big bull?
Oh, Joe, he's big.
Oh,
He's mighty impressive.
yeah, well, maybe he won't even fight.
Joe, you ain't ratting out, are you?
How can you say a thing like that? It's just that just because it's a big bull and it's Jigger Thurman's bull doesn't mean that it's going to charge. You don't want me to look foolish.
He'll charge. Don't you worry about that. I guarantee you he'll charge. As a matter of fact, if he don't come on you like a wild locomotive, I'll give you that $100 already made on the deal, huh?
Hoss?
Well, you found that fierce one yet?
Just the fiercest. Jigger Thurman's bull.
Oh, you're getting in a little deep, aren't you?
I don't know. Of course, bull hasn't been tried and tested yet.
Joe here's afraid that bull might not even be ferocious enough for him.
You know any more jokes?
You ain't gonna be laughing like that when you see what Joe does to that bull.
Well, you ought to get out in the sun, boy. You're looking a little pale.
Oh, you just make sure you got that bull there on time.
Yeah, I think you got a winner.
About 2. Boss doesn't get here pretty soon with that bull. The show's going to start without him.
It will be a shame to miss the debut of America's first matador.
Or last.
Thanks a lot.
Aren't you excited, little Joe? Just think, America's first matador.
Yeah, but see, I'm just a beginner, you know. You can't expect too much from me the first time out.
Well, where'd all this modesty come from?
Since Hoss got the idea of using Jigger Thurman's bull.
Oh. Well, if he isn't any braver than the ones you've been trying out at the ranch.
I hope the animal will have the fierceness and courage of my father's animals. Maybe you will be lucky, and the bull Hoss is bringing will have these qualities.
Ma'am, the way my luck is running, I think you can be absolutely sure of that.
Where'd you get that shit, boy? What do you think of it?
He's a lot bigger than I realized.
Well, this cart is so little, Joe, it probably makes him look bigger than he really is, see?
What do you got him riding backwards for?
Listen, I was lucky to get him in there anyhow. I'm going to take him on down to the corral. See you down there later, Joe, huh? Get up.
Well, Joe, I sure cut you off a big enough slice to chew on.
Oh, I'm so glad I took up the guitar.
He's very big.
Look, Joe, I'm sure that people would understand if you wanted to call it off.
What do you mean, call it off? Call it off? Just because the bull is big and ferocious, probably vicious. You think?
Is that the critter little Joe's going to fight?
That's the one. He's a fence buster. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I feel about half guilty about putting my little brother in the pen with him. I sure do.
Well, now, wait a minute. There ain't going to be no backing out now. You sold me a bill of goods and got my advance money. I expect my money's worth.
There ain't going to be no backing out, and you're going to get your money's worth. We're going to put on a show this town ain't going to forget soon. I wouldn't get up there too close to his head. He's liable to charge you.
Oh, he's safe behind them bars.
That ain't nothing but wood.
Well, you don't look so fierce to me. As a matter of fact, I think he looks a little bit like a lover. Oh, no, not that handkerchief!
Oh, Lordy. Hey, here he comes back! Get out of here! Get back in that saloon with that red handkerchief!
Oh, yeah.
Senor, don't be foolhardy. Your sons can take care of everything.
My sons can take care of everything. this I gotta see. My boys can take care of everything.
Hey, Joe! Adam, somebody help me off this thing! I can't turn him loose! Help! Help, Joe!
Don't worry, Hoss! I'll save you!
Help, Joe!
Got him on the run, Hoss! Let's get him! Loud! Get him! Hey, police! Hey, police! Police!
Yeah, they sure take care of things.
Ole.
Ole.
You tell that brother of yours to bring that bull back here! Don't give me back my $100 advance! Who's gonna pay for my saloon?
I don't know. I just play guitar.
Oh, boy. I got a notion what he done in town today is going to break up a beautiful home.
I just can't understand it. Somewhere along the line, I feel I've been led astray.
I followed you.
Thanks a lot. It was your help that sent him through that last barn.
You know, that thing sure felt bigger when I was wearing it.
Oh, boy. I sure hate to see old Charlie saloon.
I hate to hear what Pa's gonna say.
Well, I ain't saying a word.
Uh-oh. You think that bull did something to us? Wait till you see this. Pa, let me help you with your horse.
Don't touch this animal. I don't want him stampeded all over the territory.
Oh, that old bull gave us a terrible time.
We tried to get him back in town, but we were lucky to get him in the corral.
That bull tore down old man Garvey's new fence.
Yeah, well, that happened, see, when we...
He also smashed Mrs. Snavely's chicken pens to smithereens. Her hens won't lay eggs for a month, if she can find the hens.
Oh, well, that old bull is full of tricks.
That old bull harvested a whole wheat field all by himself. He smashed through 2 barns. He stampeded a full herd of milk cows. What you have done to the territory of Nevada in one short afternoon will reduce 25 years of Apache raids to a footnote in history.
Pa, it was Hoss and all his man of action ideas.
Yeah, it was his idea.
All right. I'll kick in that $100 that I got from Troutman.
Oh, will you? Well, Mr. Troutman wants that $100 back. You didn't deliver the bullfight.
Oh, I didn't, did I? Well, it's share and share alike, right, brothers? Right? Right?
I don't care how you 3 take care of it, but take care of it you will. You might begin by apologizing to our guests.
We had a very pleasant drive, Senor Cartwright.
Well, I'm sorry I had to leave you. The boys tried to get the bull back, but they couldn't hurt him. Except over here. It's a good thing they didn't get him back to Virginia City. They probably wrecked the whole town.
You were magnificent. Horse Cartwright, I'd like you to know you are the strongest, bravest man I've ever met.
Me?
Yes. The way you grabbed the bull's horn and pulled him from the saloon.
Oh, ma'am, I didn't. You don't
You
understand.
were magnificent. As courageous as any matador.
Matador, he was hanging on for dear life. And...
No, even braver than a matador. I've never seen a man do what you did today.
Ma'am, I...
Be modest if you like. But any girl would be proud to call you a hero.
Well, I didn't really do anything that any other man wouldn't have done.
You were magnificent.
Just went in that saloon and grabbed that old bull by the horns and yanked him out of there before he really hurt somebody.
Oh, did somebody get hurt?
Well, I kind of got a banged up shoulder.
Oh.
It's nothing really.
You know, I got some liniment that'll take care of that for you. Take the pain right out of it.
It'll be all right. It'll be all right, Joe. If I can get Miss Dolores to help me up to that chair on the porch.
Certainly, horse. Be careful.
Adam, you don't think Hoss would... No, he wouldn't do a thing like that.
Like what?
You think he planned all this?
Now, before you boys get into that area of discussion, I think you should take that bull back to Jigger Thurman's ranch.
How?
Well, why don't you try serenading him with your guitar?